Welcome to Dreamwalkers of Manera, episode 14, The Wayward Apprentice. Let's get started with introductions. Turnus, if you could introduce yourself and tell us how your fear or desire could possibly be satisfied.
Since we're talking about fear and desire, I'm just going to I won't be talking in first person. So Turnus is a zealous knight of Kelos, and I guess probably for this adventure, it would be mostly his fear that we would be tapped into because he fears humiliation, and he was humiliated the last time he was in Nerekhall. It was back in the first adventure, actually, where he was captured by the necromancer and was tortured, and he actually had to be saved, and saved by several non-humans no less, so that was extremely humiliating. But yeah, so that's definitely on his mind and will be throughout this adventure in Nerekhall.
Awesome, thank you. Sahana, if you could introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your fear or desire and how they could be satisfied.
Sure. I will go ahead. Okay. So Shahada is a wandering entertainer of sorts. Her desire, I guess I'll do, is fame. Not so much as personal fame, but fame for her work. Like, walking into a tavern and seeing or like hearing one of her songs being performed, even unattributed, would be like the realization of her desire. Or, like someone really like rich and powerful be like, I will pay you money to make art for me.
Awesome, thank you. Ryla, same question.
All right, so Ryrela is a highborn elf who fled the boredom of her old life, and she desires her name to be on every tongue throughout Manera. Whether that's in praise or fear doesn't matter to her. And joining the Guild of Adventurers could be just a thing to spread her name quickly.
Awesome, thank you. Snurf. Or Zanarabi, actually.
Yep. Zanarabi, he's a catfolk shaman who was exiled from his tribe some time ago for disagreements in matters of morality. Ever since he's been wandering, his desire is ambition. And one way he would be satisfied in that regard would be if he ever, for example, became the head of a clan or a tribe, so that he would have a measure of power and would be able to set things the right way.
Awesome, thank you. And Galen.
Galen is a wayward individual, a cultist that is attempting to reform. His fear is death. He fears demise because he's done some not good things, and he believes that he is in for a nasty time when he does eventually meet his sticky end, because it will be sticky.
Awesome, thank you. Scary indeed. All right, so you all find yourselves in sort of adjacent to a hallway in an antechamber in the Academy of Nerekhall, of all places. You've been summoned by the Magistrate Edmund Call in a letter that looks something like this. Shard Seekers, we implore you, respond in a timely manner, as this task is urgent. The good Lord Ainsley Comwell's only daughter has been attacked and gone missing from the Academy of Nerekhall. We fear the worst. We are calling all able-bodied adventurers in the region to investigate, search, and desist. So that spurred the guild to respond. They're well known in Nerekhall. Some know why, and some don't. And on the way in, you happen to notice a portion of the gate and the wall was destroyed, and it's completely swarmed with ironbound. And as you approach the academy, one of the things you would have noticed is it's just incredibly opulent. There's gardens, and this may be the only place in the city where there's grass. But at the moment, all that grass is trampled by adventurers and ironbound and officials. It looks like a hornet's nest has been stirred up. I mean, I guess like if an attack happens on the richest of the richest children, this is likely to happen, right? So this is where you find yourselves. And you're just waiting for an audience to get some more information and find out exactly what's going on. And you have a couple moments to discuss while you wait.
So who is I guess who's our contact like right at the scene? I mean, I know that Edmund called us here, but is he there?
He is not. He's out trying to diminish the political battle that could be started here. He's written you a note, and you would know that he's just mired in people wanting to go to war with this and just attack their neighboring things just because. So he's calming them down, so to speak. And the next person that you would be talking to would be the Ainsley Cromwell, the good Lord. And he has been very busy. He's trying to find his daughter, and he's exhausted. You can actually talk with him a little bit later, and he's resting in another part of the academy. And so you are to speak to a Braden Noor, who is the headmaster of the Academy of Nerekhall, and he's organizing the search and rescue.
So what happened here?
As
Other
you
than the
say that,
usual dark arts.
are you saying this to people walking by, or yeah, you guys are just sitting
The
in a
headmaster.
room? Yeah, okay. So let's get there. Door opens up, and a party of adventurers comes stomping out. These guys are like dressed to the T's. These are clearly nobles of some sort, and they brush right by you. One sort of gives a sidelong glance, and under his breath, you can hear him say something. If you guys could give me a perception check, that is average.
Group or everybody?
Individual, please.
You said average, correct?
Yeah. Okay, I think that's everybody. All right, Zanarabi, you would hear him say, the lead knight under his breath, dirty, filthy shards. Look, they're here to try to claim some glory. Like, they really rescued those children? Right. And killed a necromancer? Pfft, look at them. The beggars of the beggars. Like, how could they possibly do something like that? They
Zanarabi, sorry, go on.
Go ahead. You can respond.
Zanarabi will,
You.
sorry. Zanarabi will emphatically spit on the ground just behind him as he says that.
He'll turn, and he'll look at the ground, and he'll look at you. Commoners. And walk away.
Walk away as well after that pleasant exchange.
Right.
Zanarabi does also, just after that, turn around and say, he thinks we're lowly, useless commoners, and he doesn't believe that the Shard Seekers have done what they have done. Ponce.
Well, our deeds are indeed great. Perhaps the magnificence of our deeds is too much for the common man to behold.
Yeah.
The door opens, and behind a desk sits a disheveled man, shoveling papers. And it looks like he's directly organizing the search and rescue. He's got maps on the wall. His desk is a complete mess, not what you would expect for a headmaster. He bids you, welcome, come in. Have a seat, please. And as you guys sit, he'll look at you and inquire, so, how do I hail you? What group are you?
Shard Seekers of Nornholt, but we're better known in Nerekhall as Skane's Bane.
He'll take a breath. Yes, we've been expecting you. Thank you so much for coming. You can see things are a bit of a mess here. And help out. The good Lord Ainsley, he has a lot of faith in you. I guess Magister Edmund Cawley's been really just talking about you guys a ton, saying how well you guys have done and what you guys have done for our fair city. So I really appreciate you coming. And he'll hold up his hand just to forestall the questions. Let me give you guys the situation. So 8 days ago, there was an attack on my school. It appears they came right through the front door. And fortunately, there was a squad of guards and Ironbound there. Just in that moment, Ainsley had sent them to fetch his daughter home from the academy. We can get into the why of that, but what occurred was the Ironbound went nuts, And then we are not exactly sure what happened from there, but we do have a witness that can describe a situation. It's a little sketchy, but it looks like it was two individuals who cut down the Iron Guard and the men and slew the bulk of the dormitory. And it looks like this may have been an attack directly on Ainsley's daughter, Vivian. Her roommate is she's here and alive, and amazingly, and you guys can speak with her a little bit later. But she's quite shaken up. So be if you do speak with her. And so what we know is that there's been an attack, and we don't really have a good description of the attackers. It's a very confused story. It's something like a normal man came in and killed them all. It doesn't really make much sense, because how could just one man come in and kill everybody? We have some of the best guards, and the Ironbound themselves, you've witnessed those. But I'm getting sidetracked. The trail has led outside the school grounds, beyond the wall, and we've lost track there, and we hope that maybe you guys can assist us in figuring out what happened after that. But it looks like perhaps Vivian got away, we hope, after...
Wait, how do you know that?
Well, the destruction in her room appears to be her handiwork for spells. Her cousin is here, and he's claimed that this is definitely her work of defense. And we see similar battle scars to the city on the way towards the wall. So we suspect that she was really fighting for her life, is our current best guess.
Sorry to interrupt you there, but perchance this is Nerekhall, and there are so many talented individuals in the arcane arts here. Why haven't any of you simply conducted a simple scrying ritual?
Indeed. Well, there seems to be some contention about the result of the scrying. One group says one thing happened, and another group says another thing happened.
Again, sorry to interrupt you there, but can you just go fetch me an item of hers, something intimate?
Of course. Actually, perhaps, would her room suffice?
Well, hair from a brush, the brush itself, an item of clothing, anything. Just please go and fetch that. We can conduct a simple scrying. I'm sure with Zanarabi's help that it would be a small matter to deduce her location.
A cinch.
Excellent.
So, I'm still a little. I don't quite understand the conclusions that were drawn, in that someone came in, slew multiple students and the guards, and took Vivian away, but then somehow it's known that she got away while fighting.
We don't know exactly if she was taken, or even necessarily that she got away. Here's what we know: is there was massive spells of fire in the bedrooms, and leading out of there through the window, there was another round of spells that were used maybe 30 yards out. And this continues, and it gets a little strange as we approach the walls. It appears that a portion of the outer wall caved in, and we're not quite sure how that occurred, but there's enough that has happened. We don't think that any attacker would just wantonly destroy. We suspect that there was a battle going on.
Okay, so just to be clear, someone attacked the academy, and then there was a fight from the academy all the way to Nerekhall's outer walls?
Yes, it appears that way.
And we don't have any witnesses on that battle?
That's strange. There should be witnesses. But everyone just claims nothing happened. There was nothing of note to remember, which is ridiculous, seeing the damage to the city and the wall and the room. They would at least, you would think, remember the battle. But everybody claims just nothing happened, and they don't understand why things have been destroyed.
Is this a matter of people not actually seeing something, or there's something political that would make it so that it would be best that they not say anything?
He pinches the bridge of his nose. It could be political in the city. Frankly, there are opposing things here. We don't know why this attack has occurred. It could be political in nature. It it could be. I hope it's not. I hope that our city isn't this divided.
Were there any other students of importance who attended this school?
Currently, we have several students in our elevated programs. None with like any noteworthy deeds that have occurred. The general populace is employed currently in a program called the Wayward Collegiate Symposium. It's a general education for the populace that occurs twice a year. But there's nothing of like note or stature other than some of the nobility themselves are alumni of the academy.
And this girl, Vivian, was she a prized, gifted student, far above the pack?
Yes, she was very gifted and bright. This is one reason we have hope that this battle was her doing and her getting away. She was a very skilled, is a very skilled magician for battle magic. She just seems to have the devil's own luck with how she manages things sometimes. And that's not something that we really try to talk about in the school. We don't officially educate the magical arts. We do have some extracurricular activity, and she's excelled in those.
And would you by chance know if she's, in the more or less recent past, had overtures, friendly contact with shady individuals?
We don't. She just appears to have been doing excellent in her studies, is the only records I have. Unfortunately, well, you can speak to her roommate. We don't. Most of the dormitory was murdered. So I'm sorry, give me a moment. We don't know if any of that has happened or if something has happened in her family. We know that recently something occurred with her uncle. So maybe it was a act of revenge over that, or we don't know. It does seem to be targeted on this dormitory. And
What about the uncle?
Yes. Well, you would know. It was a member of your guild who settled that matter.
Oliver.
Excuse me, one moment. And give me a sec, guys, to look up his name, because it's like Tommy,
Faltus.
you know his name. Faltus. Yes, sorry, brain fart. So yes, Faltus. He apparently was involved with some Skane, you would know, who came from our academy. And
Oh, I see. I was hoping that Cromwell was just a common name amongst you.
No,
You people. This is actually the niece of Faltus Cromwell?
indeed.
How do we know
And
that she
also-
wasn't the one who attacked the school?
Well,
She's probably risen up another necromancer.
the word of her roommate, and well, only this, that her father has got a very good reputation in the city.
Relatively, I'm sure.
Well, you tell me he's responsible for funding our hospitals. You know, he sponsors the Wayward program here that takes in the general populace for education. He's one of our best-known philanthropists. Some
Yes.
call him the good son.
The virtue signaling of Nerekhall is well known.
Ernest, there's no need to bother the poor headmaster anymore. He's a victim of this too, we should remember.
So where's this roommate, so that we may question her?
Yes. Well, I'll have the page escort you to her ward. A couple things before you go. We would like to employ you for this. We don't expect you just to, out of the goodness of your. So there's a packet of information regarding her and some of her characteristics that you can use in the search, as well as the issue of your pay. And there does seem to be a small wrinkle. Her cousin, who you may know, is quite upset, and we're afraid that he may take actions that can't be undone. And we do need somebody to guard him in this investigation. And we're hoping that you're willing to accept that portion of this job as well, to search for his cousin. And he may be of great help to you, but he does need some level of protection, because we're also worried that this may be an attack on the Cromwell family itself. So the good Lord has authorized me to employ you for that as well. Yes, and his name is Mitchell.
Silver is silver.
Yes.
Yes, interesting. I am quite interested in receiving this coin. However, Mitchell is a name I believe I'm familiar with. Most interesting. However, I think it's fairly safe to say that we'll be interested in doing this. But I did ask you minutes ago,
Yes.
do you have a habit of rambling on to bring me an item of her possession?
Yes,
Perhaps we
yes.
can get this all wrapped up while you'll argue the fee.
He'll stand up and he'll sort of wave out the door, and a page will come in. Yes, go fetch a personal belonging from the dorm of Vivin, and the page will run off. I'm sorry, you were saying?
I believe everybody else is interested in going to question this roommate.
Excuse me, actually. Shahana, who's been like sitting in the back, like taking notes in like a leather book. Does her father have any rivals?
Political, yes, indeed. There always seems to be something. It doesn't seem to be a day that rises and sets that there's not a political battle in Nerekhall.
Yes, the Serpent's Nest.
Any particularly fierce or long-standing rivals?
Not that I know of. It just seems to be the general thing with where money is going and who's spending in it, and it seems to change nearly every week.
She like jots down a note and then nods. Thank you.
The page will return. He's got a hairbrush in hand. He'll set it on the headmaster's desk. Is this okay?
This will suffice.
It's there for you to take up. Go for it.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, before, I just want to interject real quick. When the page drops the brush off, Turnus will look at him and just say, "And you are certain this is Vivin's, not someone else's?" I want to do a vigilance check just to make sure.
Go for it. It's going to be average.
All right. Just to make sure, because, I mean, it's Nerekhall. They lie all the time. So, let's see. Vigilance.
While Turnus is looking that up. Oh, there we go. You think he's telling the truth. And what was it that you said? Are you sure? He'll look at you with earnestness and say, "Well, I did retrieve it from her room. It's somewhat of a mess. It should be."
Thank you.
He walks away looking a little crestfallen.
Oh.
Zanarabi, if you can assist me in the magical arts here. Yeah. So at this point, I'm gonna grab the hairbrush in one hand and stab my finger down in the middle of one of the a map of the general area that you said was splayed across his desk.
Right.
And I'd like to perform a utility spell to try and scry for her location.
See, it needs to be harder than a utility, because if it was that easy, they would have found her already.
I mean, well, utility, you get to tell me what the difficulty is.
Yeah, it's going to be. It will be a daunting.
So daunting is 4.
4, yes. And I'm gonna spend a story point here.
So actually, before you make that roll, so you're getting assistance from Zanarabi, and then Turnus, I'd actually like to do some inspiring rhetoric here, and
Go for it.
basically the inspiration will just Turnus. I'll look to Galen and just say, with like full earnestness, just please let this work. I want to get out of the city as soon as possible. So that's the angle I'm going with. And 1 second, my sheet is. Hey, where? Okay.
Well, I have my ways. Assuming you're okay with that.
So yeah, you get an extra boost, and with that, as you say ways, I'm just going to look aside and pay attention to something on the other end of the room.
Yeah, so like trying to avoid what he's doing mentally causes you a bit of mental distress. Take 2 strain from your setbacks.
Yeah, so I concentrate on my hand, and a wound in my on my upper arm begins to leak and ooze blood as the blood dribbles down my hand. I'll take 2 wounds in order to guarantee 2 successes. I will spend I mean, we have like all the story points, right?
Yep.
So I might as well use one to upgrade on my end. So it's a boost from the Inspiring Rhetoric, a boost from the Assistance of Zanarabi.
Yep.
And then 4 difficulty, 1 upgrade your side.
Sounds right.
Quick question: did the GM already use a story point? Because that
I
totals.
did.
Yes.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
great. Yeah, Turnus is probably whistling a little hymn or something, just like do. I'm not paying attention.
Alright, yeah, so I will roll.
Ah!
Okay,
Fortunate.
so here's what happens. The headmaster's eyes go wide when he sees you cut your skin and start doing some sort of dark magic. And he'll like, Paige, close the door. And Paige will come and close the door. And with your 2 advantages here, you don't find out where she is, but you have like a strong pull, almost like a smell to her, to the set of the dorm. Definitely, like you can feel a sense is towards that way. Definitely towards the dorm and towards the wall were exited, and in a general direction west.
Okay. So I will.
Wait, I'm sorry, east, because I'm horrible with maps. Towards, you guys are Nerekhall. It would be towards home, Nornholt and Tamalir and all that.
All right, so I pick my finger up and I hover it above the map, and a drip of blood drips down my finger and onto the map to indicate the location that we get.
Ah, Excellent. This is
And my finger is nowhere near that area on the map. Like it's away from there, so like the blood physically flies through the air to that location.
okay. He'll
Or no, actually, perhaps it lands on the paper and then tracks across the paper to the.
the west.
That's cooler.
or the east, right.
Ooh, that is cool.
Oh wow. You know, we have graduate programs here. You would excel here, I think.
I
This
think
is
you'll
probably
find
one
that
of-
if I was to come to Nerekhall to reside on a permanent basis, I would be teaching your students things you would rather have them not know.
He'll like.
Lest your reputation
pretend he didn't
become
hear you.
further tarnished.
Did you want to talk with her roommate at all
Yes.
before you set out in that direction? Okay. So, anything you guys want to do or say before we leave the scene?
Good.
Can we have access to her room?
Yes. Do you guys want to go to her room or to the witness first?
How about both?
All right.
Can we
we'll
bring
drop
her
you-
to the room?
But before we leave him, though, I want to ask him. I mean, I just want to look him right in the eye and say, "Is there anything else that you think that we should know?"
He'll like sort of inwardly cringe at your direct stare. He seems to be not a confrontational sort of guy. No. Trust me or believe me, whatever. I want this done as soon as possible. This is not a good thing for Nerekhall. This is not a good thing for the good Lord Ainsley and
That's,
Vivian.
that's
was
saying quite a bit there.
our brightest student.
That's actually Turner saying that. So I want to do a vigilance check on him just to make sure that he's not lying.
Yeah. Vigilance is opposed by
Deception.
Deception. So it will be 2 reds and a purple.
All right. Well, I believe him.
He seems forthright. and honest.
Can I say without advantage that maybe I have just a little bit of relief? So knock off one strain.
Yep. Sounds good.
When will we be taking to Mitchell?
Yes, I'll have the page fetch him. He'll meet you at the roommate's dorm.
Thank you.
Let's move you guys to bedroom. Okay, so as you arrive at the section of the dorm, you can see it's like jacked up. There's been like AoE blast spells left and right. You guys can do some arcane or runes checks to find out any more detail. Also, you guys can give me either a group, like a skilled assistance perception check to search the room, or you guys can do it individual, up to you.
I think group check is faster to adjudicate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anybody have more than 1 rank? Nope, then I get
Nope.
a blue.
Then you roll it, dude. Yeah.
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 What's the difficulty?
It's going to be hard.
I'll give
Okay.
unskilled assistance.
Success? Okay. That's impressive. All right, so give me a second here. Switch to the right layer. You guys find, as you're searching through the rubble, underneath, it looks like perhaps Vivian's bed, there's a floorboard loose. And in it, you pull out a book. And it looks like a personal journal.
Huh. How
While they're
about that?
looking through that, you mentioned an Arcana check.
Yes. It's going to be average upgraded once.
Ooh, a secret journal. Can I take a look?
Yes, it should
Well,
be
she's
on the
saying
screen.
that to Zanarabi as he pulls it out.
Well, of course. I'm not interested in her narrative. I just want to learn the details, and you can help. So of course, yes.
She like grabs it eagerly and starts, paging through it.
A couple things too. There'll be the screen. The most recent reads. I met the most interesting boy today. But I do think. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the oldest. I met the most interesting boy today, but I do sense he's a hot mess of trouble. But wow, he can sing and dance finer than any of the other nobles here. And he's so. I don't even. The words for it. Just something about him. Next, chronologically.
I think she like grins at that and like says under her breath, like, I know that story.
Next up of note, like everything in between seems to be just like schedule of education and tests and that sort of thing. Next thing interesting, I told Farland today that we must keep our conversation and days together a secret. If Father were to know I was so close to someone of lower station, I'm sure he would. Oh, he'd have me home in an instant. Why must he be so controlling? How am I supposed to be good enough to thread the Nerekhall magistrates, but not good enough to choose my own friends? And then most recently, in fact, just days ago, it looks like maybe the day before the attack. I'm so excited. Farland promised to take me on a grand adventure around near his place after the symposium. It's going to be so much fun, and I finally get to find out those amazing elixirs, how they're made, the elixirs, how they're made. So much for those dwarves and their secrets.
Do any of us have any idea what a lake deer elixir is supposed to be?
No.
It is you guys would know. It's like a health elixir, stamina elixir.
Okay.
And you would know this too. The company that sells them, Lictor, is based in Nerekhall.
Okay.
Are these like things that are? It's kind of like a secret recipe or something. Is that like not something students would be taught normally?
The secrets of alchemy to make these sorts of things are highly competitive. So, like, if there's a business selling these things, they don't want their. It's like KFC's secret.
I was just
Yeah,
about to
that's
say
what I was
that.
thinking. Okay, great.
The magic check. Let's see. Looks like an advantage and a despair. Okay. I have something for the despair. It doesn't happen here. The advantage is that this is the same sort of scent that you got for your tracker spell or your scrying spell earlier. It feels a little bit like the magic that was here. It still lingers. Like, how on this is more meta. How on the despair and threat chart you can sense somebody far away that has failed on a magic check? Like, you're picking up some of that, but it's definitely from her.
Okay. Yeah, so look, I have a vague idea of where she is and a scent for her magic.
On the way up here, is this room the only real damage to the school we've seen?
It's centrally here, yes.
Okay.
There is evidence of perhaps melee battle in the hallway leading in, but all the magical damage happens here and moving out.
Oh, we have a name. That's something.
Indeed.
Farland.
So do you guys have anything else you want to do here before you move to the next scene?
Maybe her roommate will know more.
Yeah.
All right. Give me a moment here. This is going to be a semi-structured social encounter. She's not going to be attacking you guys, but she is extremely scared and nervous and mistrusting at this moment. So getting much out of her other than it's going to be a little bit difficult.
Is her wound threshold supposed to be at its max?
No. Give me a sec. supposed to be here.
She is hurt.
Emotionally, yes. She's not doing too well. A page will lead you here, and before he walks away, he'll say, Mitchell should be here soon, I think.
Great. Thanks.
And as you enter the room, a maid carrying a chamber pot will exit and walk down the hall. And there's a girl sitting on the edge of a bed. She's staring at the ground. She's sort of, you know how when you're really nervous, your hands sort of shake? She does that. She looks up. Her eyes go wide. Who are you?
Shard Seekers of Nornholt.
We're looking into the disappearance of your friend. It's okay, you can trust us.
One of you guys gave me a roll. I think, Galen, that was Charm.
Yeah, alright. How do you want to do this?
The Charm will be 2 set back, a purple and a red. So, like, you've already, like, narrated what you're doing. You're asking.
I didn't really narrate what I was doing. I was merely just starting, but sure, fine.
Yeah, well, let me back up a second. So the social checks in general in the game, you can tell me and like kind of what you want to accomplish with it. That's enough, or you can role play it.
I was assuming that you were going to RP it, so but that's.
Yeah. In general, I will attempt to. So that RP was enough to say, "Hey, give me a charm check."
Okay. I wasn't clear that was what was happening, but sure. Here's the roll.
I think as the two introduce themselves, Shahana gives like a friendly wave and like a friendly smile as way of passing a boost. What you rolled there, but you should.
Yeah, he can roll the boost. Go for it.
I mean,
it's not going to help here. But
well, advantages though. It could
come up double advantage.
Yeah.
Oh,
there we go.
Makes it less bad.
Now we have one left.
All right. So as the normal rules, you'll fail, so you'll take 2 strain. She won't be attacking you. She's just going to look at you, sort of side glance, and say,
I just wish that was a bit more telegraphed that was going to leading to a roll, as opposed to. I thought this was the initial stages of making small talk before that. That's all.
Okay, noted. We'll try it a little better. So in general here, as you guys converse with her, there'll be roll. We're not going in rounds per se, just want to make sure everybody has a chance to interact.
Well, you said pseudo-structured encounter,
Yep.
and she wasn't going to be attacking back. So
Right.
I assumed by structured there would be some kind of round structure. That was all.
Sorry about that, Red. Let's keep going.
That's all right. Like, again, I wouldn't have necessarily rolled to charm. I was making small talk.
Okay. Does anybody want to say anything else?
Yes. I will. I'll go over and I'll tell her anything you can say will help us because. Oh wait, or do you want us to roll and then RP or RP?
It's up to
Well,
you.
Okay, great. So I will RP first, and I'll say, we already have some really good leads about where your friend is. So this is going to be deception.
Take a boost because she definitely cares about the status of her friend, and she wants to hope at least.
Yeah, right. And that's 1 red, 1 purple.
For deception is 2 set back, 2 purple. Failure and a threat. So that's 3 strain you'll take.
Okay.
Truly, how could you? They would have told me if they knew where she was. Well, why are you really here?
I can take this one. Zenrobi is gonna give her a point look and tap one of his fingers on the journal that Sahana is holding, and he's going to say, "We found your friend's little cute secret diary, and it was an interesting read. And among other things, in it, she was talking about plotting all sorts of interesting things with you. So, really, if you want to come clean." Well, you will come clean if you want everything to work out for the best for you and your friend and everybody, really. So I'm trying to go for deception here.
Yep, roll it.
Sahana tries to make
sorry,
like
so
a
deception will be 2 set back, 2 purple.
Sahana makes a stern face and like wags her finger.
Select purple. Okay, boom.
By the
God
way,
damn it.
David, I just want to ask though, with that deception, did that hit on any of her motivations?
No, that was more about like them getting in trouble together, right? The journal will trigger something, which
Okay.
will be in her response.
Okay.
Her eyes will, and for the failure, it'll take 2 strain, and then what do you want to do with the advantages?
With the advantages, I would like to learn her flaw.
Flaw. Let's switch to the right layer. She'll narrowly look at the journal. She'll squint at it. Where did you get that? That's her journal.
Yes.
Can I see it?
I think taking the good cop role here. Sure, you can see it, but first you need to tell us everything you know. We just want to help. I know this is getting a little intense. If you just let us know what you know, it can get a lot less intense.
All right, you don't know it, but you've hit on one of her things, one of her motivations. So you're going to get 2 boost on this, and it's going to be you're doing charm, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 setback, purple and a red.
So,
And you guys have quite a few story points, just as a reminder.
oh. You know what? Let's do this. That was spectacularly unlucky.
We're not doing good.
These aren't going well for you guys.
You forgot the 2 boosts that he gave you for hitting the
Oh.
motivation.
Thank you. Wow. That's a lot of advantage.
So you've got a net advantage there. What would you like to do with it?
Do I have a single advantage?
I think so, yeah.
Can I learn something helpful here? Like maybe she gives away something?
She's going to give you somewhat of a tell, not the whole thing, but you saw her sort of stiffen and relax when you started talking about the sense of calming things down. It's the setback, Zenrobi.
Yeah.
It's because she's scared.
I like to go next.
Who would like to go next?
I would, Turnus. So I'm going to go with coercion, and I'll RP it to see if I hit anything. But I'm going to step forward and say, listen, we're here to help your friend. She is in danger, and this entire city is in danger if you do not start speaking up and telling us everything that you know. Nerekhall already has a reputation for terrible things going on. As news reaches other free cities, you know well what happened last time with Nerekhall. This is not just about your friend, this is about the survival of your very city, so start speaking, young lady.
See, I don't think you hit on anything, so no boost or setback.
Man.
2 setback, and it's going to be a red and a purple. And you do have story points over there.
Yeah, I'll flip one. Actually, since I'm on my sheet, Rarela, can you flip that for me?
Yep.
Thank you. Then I'll do an upgrade, or whoops, yes, upgrade on my side. Alright, here goes coercion.
Holy moly.
All right. So you'll take 2 strain on the failure, but what do you want to do with those advantages?
With that many advantages, I don't convince her, but I want to learn her true goal. I want to see what she slips up with in terms of. And I think true goal is 3 advantages, yeah?
Yes.
All right, and then I want to pass the boost to the next person.
Awesome.
Oh, I didn't hear her flaw. Did you say that?
It's on the board.
It's on the screen.
Oh yeah. Okay. So like her flaw is she academically, socially, she's a ladder climber. She has to be better than others.
Okay,
and
great.
then like her goal at the moment, if you marry this with her flaw, like this is really jacking her up because she's terrified. She's paralyzed right now. So her goal is to not be afraid anymore.
Listen, if you help us out, we can make sure that your name stays out of this.
Okay. I think the flaw is 1 boost.
And we've read her journal. We know that she got involved with some new boy. Maybe things got a little heated between them.
Go ahead and make your roll. What are you rolling?
Charm. Okay.
Yep. 2 black, a red, and a purple. And you have a boost for hitting on the flaw.
I believe you passed the boost on to the next person, right?
I did.
Yeah, so 2 boosts. Yeah.
Excellent. Wow.
Today is a day of all advantages, man.
Up with your guys'
Okay.
rolls. I thought you guys would like be done with this in 5 minutes. So, all right. What would you like to do with those advantages? Then we'll find out what.
Okay. I'm drawing a blank. Anyone have any suggestions?
Zonarabi
Just-
tucked some in.
Oh, you
Yeah.
did?
You could, with 5, you could learn both her strength and her fear or desire. If you want
How about her desire and her strength? Yeah.
Okay, desire and strength. Put these on the right layer.
Reader magic.
So I'm trying to remember exactly what was. Just give it to me one more time because I got caught in mechanics. So you were charming.
So she basically said, if you help us out, we'll keep your name from being involved in
Okay.
this.
And you referenced the journal as well.
Got involved into a boy.
Why would my name be involved in this anyways?
Well,
Like
she's
that
your
makes no
roommate.
sense. I won't. I can't. I shouldn't be known for this. This does not define who I am. It's just one bad thing that happened, and everyone will be fine. And that boy was a good thing. There was nothing wrong with that. That's what you got.
I'll go next. What was her name again? Sorry, I'm bad at remembering.
Maria.
Pardon?
I'm not even sure I did
Maria.
it.
Sorry,
Maria Kendre.
Maria Kendrick. Sorry. Maria. My name is Galen Venra. I am a talented practitioner of the arts myself. In fact, I have a very strong suspicion as I know where to find your friend. But you seem afraid, scared. Perhaps I can give you the skills you need to feel safe again. To protect yourself. To protect others and your friends.
Truly? It sounds like a charm. It's going to be 2 setback, a purple or red, and I think you hit 1, 2, so 4 boosts I think we're capping it at from last game. right?
Yeah. And there were no boosts passed. I'm going to spend a story point to upgrade this
Do it.
because I am bad at charm checks. And as I do this, I'm going to tempt her with a book. I'm going to pull out a book that is fairly dark in origin, as it is bound in dried flesh, in skin. So where am I looking for charm? This down here. Yes.
Oh, nothing. Oh, those
Dang.
advantages, man.
What is up with your guys' rolls? This should have been a cakewalk. What do you want to do with your advantage? And you take 2 strain.
I mean, I'm going to heal a strength.
All right.
So, David, I wanted to ask you real quick though.
Sure.
Because structured social combat or social encounters have different rules according to the goals and whatnot, and the way that you've constructed it.
How do you win?
What is actually the what is the win versus fail condition here? Is it 2 rounds, we pool results? Is it we're trying to get her where her strain threshold or strain down in a certain amount of time? I mean, do you know what I mean? Like, what is the actual
so
setup?
like really, if you can meet her desire to calm her down, which you guys can do that just by, this seems backwards, but getting through her barrier to you. If you can get her up to 6, like 2 more, basically if she takes 2 more strain, the setbacks will be removed, you'll gain a little bit of trust, and then you can unlock any of the things you guys have revealed. But basically, if you can get to her goal, that will like fully satisfy the win on the scenario.
Well, I guess what I mean is that then what's the fail condition? Because it feels like we can just keep going and going and going.
Yeah, the fail condition is when Mitchell shows up in another 2 rounds.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
And I just realized I didn't have your guys' tokens on the screen. Alright. I'm bad at Roll20. So who would like to go next?
I can take it. We just come from a meeting we had with your headmaster, and on the way there, we ran into another group of adventurers who were obviously tasked with resolving the same issue. And I overheard them talking, and I distinctly remember them saying that Vivian's roommate would be a prime suspect in any kind of suspicious activity like this. And if some idiot knight would think of this, anybody could and probably would think that you would be directly involved. If you tell us everything you have to tell us about this, your name will clearly be absolved. Nobody will have to hound you over this anymore, as we can then move on, find your friend, get her back safely, and you will be safe, unharmed, untouched, unbothered for the rest of time.
Alright, I think that's 4. Because you hit goal, desire, and flaw. 2, yeah.
All
4
right.
boosts.
4 boosts, my deception, 2 purple, 2 black. Is that it?
Yep.
Alright, how many advantages this time?
Hey!
That's a bit better. So that's 4 strain for her and a threat for me.
Alright, so let me put that in. So she's for whatever reason, she seems to relax at what you say. All the setbacks on further checks are removed at this point.
Good.
Truly? Can you really clear my name with this? Can you guarantee my safety? I don't... Here's... She just sort of seems to collapse over, and she'll look at each of you carefully in your face. Do any of you guys have a remarkable feature?
Shahana has like a scar on her chin.
That's good enough. She'll look at Sahana. You possibly can't be one of them. They attacked. There were two. And I know, like, don't tell anybody, because if they find out that I saw them, they'll come back for me. So, but there were two, and they were just men, just normal. They looked like everyone and no one. They were just so awfully normal, and they had these swords, and they cut down the guards who were coming to take Vivian home because of the boy. And the sword, it ate them. The blood just, it ate them. It absorbed them, sliced them open, and the men, they looked bored. I don't. Vivian, I think she got away. I think maybe she ran to the boy, because, like, who else could she trust? I know that she was investigating something here, and there's something going on in the school. I know, like, one of her relatives came and visited her a couple weeks ago and warned her that something bad was going to happen, that she should get to safety. But that's all I know. So how will you keep me safe?
We could guard her with Mitchell.
Well, rather than us take the time to care for you when we should be out looking for your friend, as I'm sure you'd agree, we should give you the tools to keep yourself safe.
She'll look at you and nod. Yes, you have some powerful spells of magic, perhaps?
Indeed. Now, this is a spell that is not going to be destructive, but it will hinder any opponent and hopefully give you the chance to escape. I'm going to teach you how to cast Lorelei's Lasting Lament.
Oh my word, okay. GM assistant, that's a bonus XP for that.
Awesome.
She'll emphatically absorb whatever you give her. This is an amazing curse. Truly, maybe I could get away like Vivian did. This could work.
How
She
did
sounds-
you get away?
Hopeful.
Oh, by the way, are we out of the structure? Like,
Yeah,
since
you're
it
out of
looks
structure.
Like, okay.
She's just talking. You guys have met her goal at this point, especially with the Lorelei's Lament. I have a silly little spell. It doesn't do much good most of the time, but it saved me. It can move me a few feet, and I'm ashamed to say I hid in the floorboards. When they were coming towards the room, I abandoned Vivian and I ran.
How
And
did you know to run before you saw them?
I saw them in the hall. They were cutting down the guards.
I want to do a vigilance check.
Give me a sec to get her stats.
You did the right thing, though. It's always do not feel ashamed. It's better to run and to survive than it is to get into a fight that you might possibly lose. Only engage in magical battles when you are certain that you're going to win.
Yeah, that seems right. Why would you fight just to die? She's on the up and up.
All right.
She's telling you the truth, at least in as far as she knows it and what she saw. You guys have mechanically, like you guys have hit her true goal. She's forthright with you at this point. An open book, so to speak.
One quick question. The two men, did you mention any distinguishing features?
They were normal. They were nothing. They were nobody. They were
Abnormally normal?
I don't even know. Just like I can't describe them. Like how do you describe someone you just can't remember? I'm doing bad things here, guys.
I was like, what was that?
I'm dropping like the wrong things everywhere. Give me a sec. Yes, this is what I want. Somebody shows up.
I think as he says can't remember, Shahana like has a aha face.
Ah, Shard Seekers. So, you're to be my stewards, I suppose. Whatever, for the better. As long as we find Vivin, I don't care. I was told you guys wanted to talk with Maria here, so... Did you find anything else out? She's been helpful. She certainly doesn't seem to trust me. He gives her a sidelong glance.
Shahana is paging through her notebook trying to figure something out.
Alright. So, have you found anything out? Give me one sec, guys.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. She's been extremely helpful, my lord. There are apparently 2 perpetrators. Because, sorry, out of character, didn't the headmaster think that there was 1?
He didn't know. So you guys have gotten more from her than the headmaster did.
Yeah.
Mitchell, it's a pleasure to see you again.
Ah. Was it Galen?
Galen. Indeed, yes. You remember me, our little tussle before? You got a little bit angry, shall we say. I hope that's all resolved now.
Well, it doesn't matter right now. What matters is Vivin. We need to find her. The headmaster said that you had a sense of direction.
Yes. I have a idea as to where to go.
And he's going to look around the room. A daunting perception check. Or vigilance, your choice.
Daunting. Not this time.
Galen with that triumph I'll give you something, but I want to see the rest of the rolls first. And the 3 threat, Galen, you're feeling like supremely confident right now.
Tommy, Sierra Turkey, you're not rolling?
I think
was that?
Tommy's fixing
Sorry about
something.
No.
All right. What would you like to do with the advantages? You're trying to notice something happening in the background or going on. So what would you like to use those advantages on? Same question for you, Shahana? I don't.
There you go.
Which was it? Was it Sahana or Shahana?
Shahana.
Okay.
In the background.
Mm-hmm. They can't give you success, but there we go.
Okay.
It's a tight middle.
Can she notice something about Mitchell himself?
Sure. At this point, I'd be inclined to say that maybe she needs him more if he's with you guys who have just seemed to calm her nerves and given her a means of protection.
Yeah, that's also good. Yeah.
I think we're waiting for Tommy's roll. So Tommy, it's daunting, vigilance, or perception, your choice.
Okie dokie. Yeah, I had to jump back in and rejoin his player.
Yeah. Thanks for fixing that.
Rough.
Okay, the triumphs. Here you go. So the triumph is, you guys notice the chamber pot that was being brought in isn't here anymore. That while you guys were talking with her, somebody must have come in and removed it.
Yeah, we saw someone go by. I was actually wondering about that.
So Mitchell would like to know the direction of where to search for Vivian. So,
Actually,
where?
before he says it, I'm going to say, who was that maid that went by earlier?
Mitchell will quirk an eyebrow. Maid? I didn't see a maid.
I wasn't talking to you, young man, and I'm looking at the roommate,
Maria.
Maria.
There was a maid?
Yeah, of course she would notice a maid.
I mean, I think it's just her job to change the pots.
The only problem is that what if that wasn't actually one of the maids? Turnus is paranoid.
Dun,
What
dun,
would-
dun.
What would they be doing with chamber pots anyway? It's a chamber pot.
Yes, but there's no students to change the change room pot.
Yes, but there were students, and as I understand it, there was quite a lot of viscera around. Some of them might have lost their
Galen.
stomach. What have you never?
Indeed. So why are we talking about chamber pots? Mitchell will ask.
That's a very good question, and Galen will just look at Turnus like.
Yeah, I mean,
Why
it
is this
was with a triumph. I mean, Turnus noticed something just
Yeah,
seemed
he did.
off. So I'm going to walk down the hall to see if I can see where that maid went.
Do it. Give me a hard upgraded once. Sorry, discipline check.
Hard upgraded once discipline check. That's interesting. Okay.
As this is going on, Shahana walks up to Galen. Do you think it's possible someone could be using magic to mess with these witnesses' minds and their memories?
Possible? Yes. Likely. On this scale, No, it would have to be very powerful
It's
magic.
just that she's like paging through her notebook. She mentioned that she can't remember their faces, and the headmaster mentioned that people who were questioned about the attack also couldn't remember the details. Doesn't that seem coincidental to you?
Indeed, it seems coincidental to me.
In a suspicious way, I mean.
No. I said it seems coincidental to me. Like a coincidence, perhaps.
Well, you're the professional.
Like, and what of the weapons eating people? What could she mean by that?
Well, I'm just going to... And he starts flicking through a book. Can I make a knowledge forbidden check, please?
Yeah, I want to respond to the discipline check by Turnus.
Oh, yeah.
So Turnus ducks his head out the door, and he definitely sees a maid sprinting away.
What? Hey, you there! And I'm going to
She
start
books
chasing
it.
after it.
She
Okay.
runs.
The maid is running away! She knows something!
And
Stop right there!
I think Shahada hears this and takes off, saying, "The chase is afoot!" Excitedly.
And I'm yelling to anyone who's in earshot, stop that maid.
people are like turning and looking, and they just look confused.
Don't look
Like they're
confused, do something!
They're not moving out of the way or anything. They get jostled, and they like look at the other person by them, like, "How? Why did you just hit me?"
One moment. He holds his hand up to Maria, and then turns the corner to see what Turnus is shouting about. And he's violently thrusting his finger towards this maid.
Yeah, give me a. No, you didn't see it in the first place. You'll have to
Okay.
take him on his word. You don't see
Yeah.
them either.
I don't see the maid.
Nope.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
Is,
gosh.
is Turnus pointing in a direction?
I assume so. He's screaming, "Stop her! Stop her!"
I mean, seeing the maid or not, Shahada is running in that direction.
All right. Sana, give me a discipline hard upgraded once.
Not gonna go well.
Turnus, you can chase if you want.
Okay. Oh, by the way, I just noticed that it gave me an upgrade because... So let's just say that I used a story point.
Okay. Why did
I
it?
forgot to take
Just
that
something
off.
in the pool. Yeah. Okay.
All right, I'll grab it. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think I can. We don't have any? Uh-oh.
Are you guys out? What horrible GM not spending story points? I see one.
Wait a minute. That seemed
That would be the last
weird.
one.
Did that... Wait a second.
There. That should sync you guys. Shahana, you start booking it in that direction, and you're just like, you don't know what you're chasing. You just keep running.
Yeah, she's hoping she's going the right direction. I'm sure it takes her a while to stop and realize, okay, this is pointless.
Yeah, you run past the headmaster's office, and you keep going a ways, and you're in another. You're just students running around. You ran past like a couple things of like shortly past the headmaster's office. You ran past some ironbound that were just standing in the hall, looking for shenanigans, I guess, of what's going on in the school. That's it. That's students. More students. Turnus, you're able to follow her for a bit. What would you like to do?
I mean, I like to catch her.
Yeah, all right. Okay, this is going to be weird. Is anybody following Turnus?
I mean, I was. My intent was actually just to use the paralyzing curse on her, but yeah.
If you're following behind, give me a discipline check. 2 purple, 1 red.
Can he get unskilled boost because Turnus is yelling, "She's right there!"
Yeah,
Like
I'll give
pointing
it.
as I'm running
You're pointing.
with my sword, getting people to get out of the way.
Wow.
Discipline is one of these.
So Turnus, as you're chasing her, her form seems to sort of drop. She's not a maid. She's a female garbed in like black clothing. She's got a mask on. Let's see. And right now, you are the only person that seems to be seeing her. Let me get your guys' tokens. And you go running off. Mitchell looks really confused. I think he's back there with Maria still, wondering what on earth is going on. Let's see.
It's nice music.
Make sure I'm on the right there. Okay, right now only Turnus can see her. What we're going to do is sort of a chase mechanic. She's trying with all her get out to get away. So I'm going to give you... Let's actually roll initiative, and we'll move in initiative order. So make sure this is clear. And you guys can all roll initiative. You know something's going on. I think you all trust Turnus.
The vigilance?
Yes, it will be vigilance.
Oh, and make sure to roll it on the actual initiative thing.
In the combat tab.
Ooh.
Somewhere.
3 rolls so far.
Very nice, Turnus.
Hopefully this works correctly.
Oh, look at
Wow.
That's not as
Oh wait,
nice.
that's bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought that was someone too, but nope.
Jesus.
What to do with that triumph? I'm not really sure. I didn't expect that.
For initiative,
Yeah,
they can be used for a free maneuver.
Escape
Yeah, that's
immediately.
definitely what she'll do. She's not really this big compared to you guys, but whatever. She's a silhouette 1 humanoid, whatever, something.
Normal person.
Yeah.
So
All
is
right.
it? Are we? Are we assuming that everybody started a chase?
We are
We're all
in
together?
yeah, we're in a chase, and how I'm going to run the chases is by the old Star Wars rules, so it can be a competitive athletic to close the distance. Because
quick
otherwise
question,
you're taking
though.
2 maneuvers, and they're taking 2 maneuvers, and you never gain headway.
When you
Spells will work, though. Sorry, go on.
no, are you finished? I didn't mean to cut into your explanation.
Yeah, so you'll get an athletics check, a single action to close the distance, and they'll be doing the same. We're not going to run the actual chases like you take 2 maneuvers, they take 2 maneuvers, because they'll just get away. Either way, like it's always a stalemate when you do that, so it will be competitive checks. If you can get close enough, or if you want to, you can cast a spell from that distance. The spell will affect whatever the spell would normally affect.
I have a question.
Otherwise, we're in a chase. And you can use, one last thing, you can use advantages. And so the advantages and threats will be environmental generally. So they'll modify the chase because of environment. Somebody stands in the way, box falls over.
So which
With
bands are we
the-
officially in?
Sorry, let me arrange. You started here.
It's word extreme from her. That's bad.
Well,
Yeah.
wouldn't I have been closer though?
Give me a sec. Yes.
Yeah.
And even I think like he's maybe here. I don't think he's outrunning you. And right now, only Turnus can see the.
Person.
And she's gonna do an athletics check. Give me 1 sec to find the sheet.
It's not a maid. And I start yelling the description of what she looks like. Because when we're adventurers, like, people do all kinds of crazy magic and illusions, so, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a wear rate made.
I think this is right. It should roll 3 green.
Oh, she's fast.
Okay. And then Turnus, you can do one of two things at this point. You can try to cast a spell at that range, or you
just
can
run it.
make the athletic check.
Okay, so when you said competitive, what is the actual difficulty though? The competitive check, because
Oh my gosh! Yeah. I can't. It's average because humans running average. And I need to roll that. Sorry. 2p. So the threats wash out, and she's got 1 success.
That's good.
all right. So here is my athletics check. Let's see. You said average, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Look at that. So it's a tie.
No, actually,
No.
not quite a tie.
You got advantages, right?
Mhm.
I see. Yeah, 1 success versus 1 advantage versus 2 advantage. So she'll use her advantage for.
Wait, she doesn't
mechanical-
have advantages though.
Oh no, she washed. I'm sorry. Yeah. So what would you like to use your advantages on?
And just to get closer. So maybe some people get in the way because they don't see her, so people aren't moving out of the way, but people do see me leading with my sword. So, and also the fact that, I've got the garb of Kelos, and, so probably people are parting like the Red Sea, but not for her.
Right. So do you want that as a boost for you or a setback for her?
I prefer that as a boost for me.
Okay.
Well, I guess maybe a setback for her. What do you guys think? Because she's going to go first at
Yeah.
the top of the round.
Based on what you said, setback for her makes more sense.
Yeah.
Let me make sure I get that on our sheet.
No one else wants.
So is
to
that
go, I
one?
will.
Is that one setback for her? Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah, it's because it takes 2. This is
2 advantage for a setback.
right.
Okay.
Look at the chart.
Yep.
So she's got a setback on her next check.
I'm just thinking it might be better, guys, for me to take a boost as people move out of my way, and then I pass a boost to the next person because I'm kind of breaking apart the crowd for you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that works better overall.
I have an idea of what to do next. And if people will mind, I'll just get some group consensus on this. My plan is to move up as far as possible, and then just conjure a wall in front of her, like a solid brick wall to block off her route.
That sounds beautiful.
I think you have to make an athletics check to close distance, though. don't
Yeah.
you?
So if you cast it, will be from there. Otherwise, you're making an athletics check to close distance.
I mean,
boy.
so there are no getting maneuvers, as it were.
Pretty much.
All right. So, I mean,
Well, I mean, here's the assumption: if you're taking 2 maneuvers, she's always taking 2 maneuvers.
Yeah, this is like relative. I get what you're doing. Like we're all running no matter what.
Right.
okay. So if I take the athletics check, does that mean I don't get to do anything else, or?
Right. That's your action. That's correct.
All right. Fine.
No, it's actually mostly only seen in premature.
So that's what 1, 2, 3. So she's at extreme range.
Yep.
All right. I'm just gonna make the athletics check. It's fine.
Okay.
Don't forget, you get a boost.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, in
People
that
flee.
instance, does someone else want to go while I just have a think? Because
I'll run after.
yeah,
her.
go on.
Yeah. So, well, that could have gone better. So I think taking off with more enthusiasm than skill, clutching her notebook in one hand, Shahada probably gets the people are scattering and running away from this, so she probably gets turned around or caught in people trying to get away from the sword wielding, charging, heavily armored man. Let's see, for an advantage. Let's see. Come on! We turn the corner and we're running down a particularly straightaway part of the corridor, so whoever goes next gets a boost, either if they're going to try and attack her or run up after her.
I've got an idea. As I'm running, I shout, "Zanarabi, help me! Help me catch up with her!" Because Turnus knows that Zanarabi can do augment.
Yep. So he
Augment
can't
is-
see who this person is, where this person is. So chasing after invisible sounds stupid, but Turnus knows what he's doing, probably. So that's a
Is
bit much
augment
better
default
idea.
at short? So with the staff you have medium?
I'm sorry, what? Yes.
Yeah,
Meant
okay.
up to medium. And now, here's the meaningful question. If I add haste as an effect to Turnus, would that make his stuff better when he's chasing after her, on top of the augment
I
from the
hadn't
free
considered
green?
that, because the assumption is you're always taking the maneuvers.
I also have
Um,
Swift as well, so
Yeah, so with the Swift, I think like you would remove setback from whatever she places.
okay.
Or she would. Because you're just ignoring the difficult terrain, right?
Yeah.
I think Swift in this instance will give a boost dice, like ongoing.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's try that. So, augment, haste, and range.
Oh, I guess
on-
what I want to clarify though. So if he gives me haste, it'll give additional benefit to the Swift that I have.
Yes.
Great.
Okay.
Wait,
so-
wait. I'm confused. Like one of
Turnus
need to
has
visit-
Swift as a talent, but
right that
Zanarabi,
ignores the
There ignores difficult
Isn't it-
terrain, and haste gives you two free
Right.
maneuvers.
right. That's what I thought. So instead of a free maneuver, like the extra free maneuver, you're just enhancing the maneuvers he's taking.
Yeah.
So
All right. So yeah, let's do that. A little bit of life energy funneling, which functionally is blood sacrifice, but looks much more palatable than seeping wounds Galen, because you have to be nature friendly. And boom. Yeah, that works.
Ooh.
oh yeah.
I'll use two
So
of
you have-
those to wash out the previous strain, so I'm fine on that. So he's definitely got that. So +1 green and haste for Turnus, for as long as I maintain that. And 3 advantages. What could they be? Can I do something fancy to mess her up with 3?
Yeah. So
She runs into a dead end or something.
yeah, it's gonna be environment. What would you like?
I'd like her to run into a dead end.
There's a dead end. So like she turns a corner and it's like just a little hallway for coats, like a little nook where people all hang their coats. She pauses there, so this is going to result in some setback. She'll
Okay,
pause
so-
there, both the other
So
direction.
yeah, as Turnus is shouting for Zanarabi to enhance him, Zanarabi does very much that, raises the staff, little green funnel going from his heart, his chest really, to the tip of his staff as he points it at Turnus, and there's like this thin, barely visible glow around Turnus's legs that
Thank
shows up.
you.
All
Wait.
right.
Does this
So that
mean
was the
that the
thing.
chase is over? Because
No, the advantages won't end the chase. They just add setback. So it was
Okay.
narrative to add, I think, 2 setback. Sounds good,
Yeah, she's like
You
double
had-
backing and then going a different route.
right? So she's like stacked up with 3 setback right now, I think.
Yes.
We changed the setback that I was giving to something else, so she wouldn't have it
Oh.
for me.
Oh, right.
Okay, so she's got 2. All right. All right, so it was 1, 2, 3. 3 PCs have gone. You got 2 more left.
Galen and Rorella,
Mm-hmm.
the elves.
okay, yeah, I'll do athletics, try and catch up to her so I can use my boomerang
Yep.
later.
Advantages.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll say that, because there are no maids on duty, the floor is oily, so she slipped and fell. But she had to get back up. Yeah.
All right. What happened to the maids? Because the maids should.
I mean, this is her corridor, and since she's impersonating a maid,
Yeah. So setback would be it'd be 1 setback, so she's at 3, right? So if it falls, yeah. Okay, and then Galen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what silhouette would it have to be to do a wall? To block it off?
You're
Yeah.
in a hallway. These are like hallways, so silhouette 2 would work because like people can walk side by side in the hallways. So silhouette 2 would work, which will require Grand, I think.
Yes, okay, that's fine. Alright, block it.
So if she's at a dead end and you put up a wall, then she's really trapped.
It wasn't like a true dead end. It was like a. She turned a corner into what is a dead end. She could have chosen another way. So she backed out.
Oh, okay.
Do I get the advantage of quick draw?
Yes.
Alright. Then quick drawing my staff to grab that. I'm doing the whole bleeding hands thing, and rather than a wall, I'm simply putting up a cage around her.
Sounds good. So what one?
So this is going to be a 5 difficulty check, doing blood sacrifice. I've upgraded once my end with a story point. You have all the story points, so I'm giving you the opportunity to... Alright, you haven't set anything rolling.
Look at that. She
Wow.
has a cage that's sprung up around her. That's
Very
particularly good. Those threat though. 4 threat on a magic. Where's that chart?
If you could be really nasty and spend 3 of those to cage Turnus and then we lose, you could do that.
Well, she's caged.
Oh no, that's the one of the terrible results is that it actually affects someone else.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Definitely that, because she wants to get
Yeah.
away.
Oh well.
Cage
no,
Turnus.
It's one option. Let's look at the others.
with only threats, she would still be caged, but you could also cage
Oh.
Turnus and then we're
yeah,
in the
it
shell.
could be 1 cage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's see here.
Also, when you say
Yeah.
when you say she wants to get away, the magic backfiring isn't related to her at all. So although it can benefit her, you shouldn't be thinking about it from
She's
her
not choosing
perspective.
it. Yeah, you're right. Let's see here.
You can have it not take effect until next round. if you
I
want.
mean, I think Turnus getting locked in there with her is pretty funny.
Golden.
Yeah. It's like
will,
Odin and Smite.
He's,
I
he's
will
too
make
far
the
away
point.
for that to happen.
I will make the point that that was a very difficult check that I took wounds to be able to pull off. Sorry, I should be on. I should be on 5, not. I should be on 7, not 12. I just did plus.
Thank you.
Maybe some kind of not neutering the awesome check with the thing would be great because, as I said,
Well,
like.
right.
It was a very difficult check to pull off. I sacrificed an action. We're already not getting to use our maneuvers to do anything.
Yep. Okay, here's what's going to happen. So everybody becomes aware of like your power that you just cast a spell, so 3 on that, and then 1 you can choose strain or wounds.
I'll take strain.
Oh wait, so
Jeez.
we're not going to do a cage with both of us in it?
No.
That would have been awesome.
Ripley,
Terradome.
Yeah.
I like her
Doesn't-
being caged and you guys being free a little better, but you're right. It is awesome, but not from her perspective. Where's the cage icon?
Well, but that's the thing. That's why it's threats on her.
No, it's the person who generated the threats was Galen.
Oh, right. Duh. Ugh. Yeah. This is what happens when I don't have coffee in the morning.
So this is kind of like a cage, I guess. I don't know. She's caged.
That'll do. Alright, and then, yeah, that's my turn.
NPC. She'll look at you guys running at her. She grabs her sword and she falls on it.
Oh.
Huh.
And as she does that, the sword sort of she starts to fade away, and it looks like the sword is absorbing her.
All right, I want to
It
run up
clanks to
and
the
knock
floor.
the sword away and cast a heal spell on her.
Go for it. Give it a try. It's going to be... So there's an active force resisting this, i.e. the sword.
So, I mean, first I am trying to knock the sword away. I don't want to just like heal with the sword like right on her.
Yeah. So here, I have a story point back. And so what's your distance right now? You're 1, 2, 3, right? So medium, long, extreme. So you could take the movements because we're out of the chase. You can take the movements and cast. So you'd probably be casting from here, right?
Well, I would be casting at engaged. I mean, I would run up to her because I would want to knock the sword away before casting.
Yeah, and then just like mechanically, how does that work on your turn? Like she's right, it's not even your turn. She's fallen on now. It's your turn. So you run up. You were here, right?
Well, I guess what I'm saying is that we're at a structured time, so it's kind of like
Yeah.
it depends on what you want. But my intention is, before I heal, I'm going to knock the sword away from, or pull it out of her body, or like whatever. So
All
it's
right,
not
so this is
contacting her anymore.
actually an important detail. Do you like manipulate, touch the sword? Or
No,
you
I
knock
hit
away
it with
your-
my sword to knock it away.
Okay.
Because I mean,
It
it's
knocks
obviously
away, go
evil.
for it. Make the heal check.
Oh wait, what?
And make the heal check. And she is like already half gone.
Okay. What's the difficulty?
It's just a standard heal.
Like that is not a doctor recommended way to remove a sword from someone.
Well, it's a cursed sword, so I'm not touching it. So that is the recommended way to deal with cursed objects. So there's no other difficulty on it. It's just going to be an
It's just
average check.
it's a normal heal, yeah.
All right.
Which I
Or
think
wait.
is like a 1, right?
Oh yeah, it's an easy check. Okay.
Hold on, let me... GM assistant, can you go look that up? Since it matters in this instance.
Yeah. What exactly is the question?
Just making
of
a
the standard
heal check.
Okay.
If it's standard 1 or 2.
And it's upgraded, Turnus.
Oh, someone said something.
One.
I
Just one,
upgraded it
please.
by
Great.
spending a point.
All right. I'll upgrade it back.
Thank you.
Oops. All right, red and here we go. Oh, that's wrong. Sorry, I hit
Yeah,
the
that
wrong
is
thing.
wrong. Completely re-roll it. Just re-roll
Yeah.
the thing.
I rolled the thing instead of the skill, so.
Wah, wah, wah.
well. Oh, but actually, I'm going to use Natural Paladin, so I'm going to
Hey.
reroll my Divine check.
Killing the bad guy. Here we go.
So let's hope this works.
There we go. There we go.
What would you like to spend that tramp? She heals 4.
To save her life, like she doesn't get away.
She's definitely not getting away.
Yeah.
She's conscious. Like half of her body is gone, but she's miraculously alive. Like the wounds are sort of stitched over. She's missing like a leg, part of her waist, an arm. And she's not really movable, but she's conscious. Her eyes are open, staring at you.
Okay, like
She
my
sort of
hand is
hits it.
burning, and it's like the flames are cauterizing like her flesh and keeping her solid in this world. It's like, no, you're not getting away.
This is no quality of life.
You can't stop it. I will get away, and you will regret this.
All right, so she's alive, so I want to start questioning her.
Yeah. Gosh, I don't have a scene prepared for this. I didn't expect you guys to keep her alive if you ever did find her. Let's see.
And I am going to use coercion because I'm going to threaten her and just say there are far worse things as death, as you well know, because you're using death as an escape. I will keep you alive. I will take you to Vinelvale. You will be, like he's just saying all these things like holy fire and
She
damnation.
spits at you when you say Vinavel.
What's that?
She spits at you when you say Vinavel. She like with her one good arm, she pulls her mask down. She spits at you. Vinavel, those dirty, immoral miscreants. You know not what they do. They bring in the next darkness.
So what would be the difficulty of the coercion check?
Yeah, I'm scrolling for her sheet. Coercion is discipline, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 green.
2 green?
Or 2 purple.
2 purple.
Yeah. Oh, and hold on. Oh well. I was gonna upgrade it.
Ah.
Yeah, it didn't work anyways. She'll go on a little rant there. Vinavel, like, you really think you're worshiping a god? It's the trickery of the first, and you're their servant. It's morally repugnant. She sort of goes into a hiss in the last breath. You fools, you fight for your own end.
So does she stay alive long enough with the triumph for other people to...
Yeah, she's alive for a little bit here.
Awesome. I want to pass the boost to the next person.
Who sent you?
Sent. We are. We will be. There's no sending. The dead don't send. The dead don't return. The dead are.
Right. Okay. That's great. Who are we?
We're the victors of the fourth darkness.
What?
Shahana looks to someone else to take the crazy lady. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, whoever
Well, I
goes
mean,
next
like-
gets a boost.
Half her body's missing. Crazy people say crazy things when they're dying.
Yeah.
When you say half her body is missing, is it like fading out of sight, or I don't quite get the description?
It would be like her flesh turned liquid and was pouring into the sword.
Ew, okay.
That's nasty.
That's gross.
Like it was like melting.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if this what check this would be, but Rayla will say, "What does any darkness have to do with this school?"
School is just a pebble in time. It's the girl. She's what's important. She'll be your doom.
Why? Where is she?
She just stares at you. Says nothing. Let me go. What? See how repugnant you are? You torture on the way out. You let us suffer. All suffering in life, especially you worshippers of Kalos. You say you burn and you're just. Look, is this a just moment you do to me?
I have a question. Would it by any chance be possible through magic or otherwise to make it so she wouldn't die soon? Like properly save her life instead of just stabilizing?
There's heal spells that do it, right? Like they can bring back the dead.
Yeah, resurrection is a spell option.
I think at this point, like she's gonna live for a while, but she's not gonna survive indefinitely. I think a resurrection spell would get her to survive.
I'd like to try that. put a stop to the wasting away, so that we can properly have all the time in the world to do whatever. And also, I'm sure she'll hate it, so that's reason.
Yeah, have you ever seen a toddler throw a tantrum? She starts to do that as you cast the spell. She's on the ground, withering, like, no!
Well, I might bungle it, but we'll see. So, 5 purple for resurrection. I get a success because I'm doing sacrifice. This is rough. I'm gonna spend one. We don't have any left. I'm not going to spend one.
After-
I can give you one. I can use my heroic if you want it.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
While you guys are doing that, everybody else start prepping a perception check.
Okay.
It will
What
be-
difficulty?
Yeah,
It
David.
will be a daunting.
So I'm
Sorry,
using my
Tommy, go ahead.
ability to give him one. So we're not going to flip anything because the end result will be the net.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah.
Okay, so mechanically, what's going on? Are you using your heroic?
Yeah, we don't have any points, so I'm using it to give us one.
He's doing the human thing.
Oh my word. Okay, yeah. Do it.
Thank God for humans.
Because your GM is stingy with points.
Yeah.
But really, I just didn't want you guys failing on Maria. That's what was going on.
Boom. God damn it.
Oh no!
Do you have a reroll with Primal?
I do have one. Should I try it? Should I do it?
I mean, like, what's the
Yes.
point of keeping her alive?
Uh,
So that we can get more
Well,
information out of her, because it
and
sounds like we
also
only got one round with her.
and also she would hate it, and that's reason enough.
She's like, yeah, she's seen you cast a spell. She's freaking out.
Okay. Well, I'll use the reroll. I believe. God damn it.
Oh man!
Oh.
What would you
I
like
don't
to do
believe
with
hard
those advantages as her thrashing, her wounds open back up, her intestines sort of leak out?
Oh,
What's really interesting, though, is you could swear that sword moved closer to her intestines. Like it just jumped 3 centimeters.
So she's gonna die anyway. But couldn't these advantages be to, like, I failed. She's still gonna die, but extend her life still a bit more, as opposed to making her not die. Period.
Yeah, I'll give you guys another round with her.
All right, awesome.
tried.
I'm going to, I guess, if this is okay as an incidental, just shout for, someone get the Ironbound here! Destroy that thing! And I'm pointing to the sword.
Yep. People like notice. Well, I guess people are freaking out right now. You guys have been fighting nothing, and then suddenly there's a dead body on the ground, oozing, and there's a sword there. So Ironbound are on their way. They'll be here. We'll say in a round.
I'd like to investigate the sword. Can I make a knowledge forbidden roll, please?
Yeah. You're looking at the sword. This is the first time somebody's saying like they're checking this thing out. This thing is covered in runes, like 300 plus carved in this thing.
Interesting. Yeah, so what would the difficulty of the knowledge forbidden check be?
I'm flipping. Give me a second.
Okay.
See, here's the thing. You guys have... I never thought you guys would do this, because that's what PCs do. At least not yet.
yeah, we're pretty amazing.
I mean, it was the first thing I thought of when you said about a magic sword. The
Alright,
8 people. I was like, I'm going to check the sword out.
yep. I'm going to
Okay.
use a thing. It will be a daunting. And I'm using a story point. As you're like looking at this thing, you could swear you saw it move closer to the weeping woman. that was in-
I'm going to edge my own weeping sores closer to see if it has an interest in me.
You madman.
Okay, so you don't know anything more, but as you get closer, your wound starts to ooze. You know the one, your ritual wounds?
Yeah.
Those suckers are oozing.
Okay.
Mechanically, you don't take any wounds or anything, but that's happening.
Alright. And then I'm sorry, I'm going to steal the story point because I'm going to flip it to recover, to do some strain recovery. Actually, no, I'm not. Never mind. Carry on.
All right, you guys have a round. You can do it in any order. She's spitting insults and thrashing on the ground, trying to open her wounds, and you can swear she's trying to move closer to the sword.
I mean, Shahada is just looking on with like horror and is like, "Can someone just put her out of her misery?"
No, we need her alive. We need to understand what's going on here, who she works for. And yeah, so actually, I am going to be pressing my still burning hand on her. So it's like healing, but maybe it's it's what she doesn't want, and I'm once again threatening her. We will extend your life for eternity, but yeah, it's a threat.
Her eyes go wide. She trashes hard.
Your soul will burn for eternity. Blah 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 blah. All right, so
Classic Turner.
does that hit any of her motivations at all?
It would if I had him statted, but you'd be freaking her out, so you'll get a boost on that.
Awesome. Okay, so boost. This
All right. So she's freaked out. She'll spit back. Doesn't matter if I die or if I live. Torture me then, you dirty rat. We will get the girl, and this will all be over. It doesn't matter.
All right, so that was the success in the information she gave us?
Yep.
Okay. I pass the boost on to someone else.
So, and just to be clear here, what you got out of that is a we, more than one, and two, her goal.
So as we know that they don't have Vivin yet, so okay.
That's right.
Oh boy.
Good news.
It's so hard not to drop stuff on people. One might surmise that why she was in the room with you guys was to learn more things.
Anybody else want to go? I mean, at this point, Turnus. I mean, that's enough for Turnus, and he just wants to just let her pass away. We'll keep her alive as long as just as kind of like living torture for a bit. But
Yeah, you're like healing like wounds, and she's oozing. What was that?
Great, can you just let her die now?
Mercy kill.
Turnus will make it as painful as possible as she passes.
Oh jeez.
She.
I mean, he
oddly
sets her on
doesn't seem
fire.
to-
Oh, I like that.
All right, so she's burning, right? She like seems eager for it. She leans into the pain. Yes, yes, yes. The end, but not for me.
Actually, before
That's
she
the last
passes away, I just say, "And bless your soul. Go to the arms of Kelos." That's the last thing I say to her as she burns.
No, she's gone. However, that sword, I swear, just jumped an inch closer to the bottom.
Oh, an entire inch.
Yeah.
Is she inside? I'm sorry. Is she inside of a cage, or is it a?
I
metaphysical
dropped the cage when Dennis approached.
Oh, okay, got it.
So, a couple things happen. This is interesting. All right, Galen, please make a average discipline check.
Yay.
Okay, success. You feel something join you. Your stomach drops. Like
So good.
you're hungry. You know that feeling like when you're you just feel empty. And
Yeah.
and you feel this hunger, and you hear this whisper. Your wounds weep, And I can be a grateful servant that drinks. Look, the Infernal were nothing. You abandoned them rightly. You can be something so much greater, something deeper, something beyond the Infernal, to the place where the Infernal's power sprang originally. Pick me up. Use me. You have free will. You don't have to pick it up. That's what your success gives you.
I am going to look at it and was like, interesting. The sword is talking to me.
Do swords often talk to you?
No. With this new information, can I reattempt my my knowledge check?
No, you don't know anything about it beyond what you're experiencing now.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. This is new information, right? Like,
Oh, you can cipher through what it's not. It's not a vampire. It's not a werewolf. It's something, and it's something aware. You would know that just from your experience now.
What does it say to you?
it wants me to wield it.
Don't.
It's a bad idea.
Don't.
I
Let the
don't think
Ironbound
this thing-
destroy it.
I don't think listening to strange swords is a good idea.
Especially ones that
Speaking of
liquefy
which-
people.
Ironbound are almost here. They were getting here around later. Should be here any minute.
What do you think would happen if you performed a scribe on it?
I suspect that the results would not be favorable.
Lie to the sword.
Oh. He says in sign language so the sword doesn't hear.
I whisper to Galen.
If I
See-
pick you up and you serve me, who in turn do I serve?
You feel a rustle. Make another discipline check. Average.
Uh-oh.
Was that flat?
Yep.
That is a flat.
Ridiculously. Why would you do this? You bend down and you pick up the sword. You feel something join you. You will be the master. You will have whatever you want. Feed me, and we will rule this world, this realm. It will be at your feet, the feet of the dead, and you will have power like you've never seen. Never will you fail. Never will you die. You will be immortal. Death will not stop you. You will always be reborn. Hold me and wield me. Keep me, and I will serve you faithfully.
Put
Galen,
that
what are you
down, Galen.
doing?
Put that down.
I mean,
By the way, take a wound. You take one wound as your wounds are seeping, and the sword starts to drink.
I'm gonna. Do I have the option of dropping the sword?
You do. You can attempt to drop the sword with now a hard discipline check. You can also tell people what's going on.
Imagine we all see some of this.
Yeah, you guys would see blood dripping from one of Galen's wounds in
All right.
the sword.
I'm going to attempt to drop the sword. I'm going to do so by sinking it into the body of what's her face, the maid.
Ooh,
Gee.
4 boosts. It's hard discipline, 4 boosts.
Is there even a body left? We've like burnt it and melted it.
Sticks into the goop.
Yeah, she's already easy to drink, so.
Mostly sticking her into the carpet, I feel like, which is taking a beating at this point.
Vacuum.
That carpet is jacked. They're never cleaning that thing. It's getting burnt and thrown out.
How many boosts did you say?
4.
4.
Can I give him unskilled assistance on it?
Sure.
I mean,
Do you
just
know
turn us
what's
like,
going
what are you
on?
doing?
Yeah, like, I just want to make sense of
And
this.
it's a hot check.
Yeah, it's a hard 3 purple.
No.
No way.
No! Alright, take 2 wounds as your wounds start to seep and feed
Oh,
it more.
jeez.
More, yes. Yes, one of the runes at the base of the hilt lights up red. By the way, at this point, have your strain. So where are you at with strain? Have your like you go from 14
I mean, at
to
what point half my strain? Because
no,
I
your
mean-
remaining strain. So where are you? So you'll go from 14 to 10. So your threshold gets reduced by 2.
all right,
That is not.
Shahana, dispel it!
She looks like startled. I don't do that.
Oh, I thought you were I thought you had verse. You don't yet? Or...
No,
Not yet.
Not
She's
yet.
brand
Oh,
new.
okay.
You guys are encountering something extremely difficult. I feel a little bad with a brand new PC.
She just looks a little
Maybe-
bewildered at all this.
Welcome back to episode 14 of Dreamwalkers of Venera. The heroes find themselves right outside of Nornholt after traveling back with clues leading them there. Just moments ago, though, as the scene closed, Ironbound swooped in and destroyed the Vile Sword. Unfortunately, Galen took wounds, is now resting and healing. Thanks to him, our heroes now know much more about the sword and its goals and desires shortly before its destruction. The heroes have managed to uncover a nefarious plot by the weapon itself, grant promises of delusion and glory, and unfortunately, that did Galen in a bit. The heroes press on now that the sword has been destroyed. Venture opens up right outside of Nornholt. All right, so what you guys have clues of Farlin and Vivian. You know her description, and I have something to share with you about that.
So where are we right now?
You are you just passed in the gates of Nornholt, so you are in.
Oh, so we went all the way back. Got it. Okay.
Yeah,
Is Mitchell with us?
Mitchell is with you. Moment. Him on his overly fancy horse. You guys in your carriage. I'm giving you guys a clue here. All right.
Another raven? Damn it.
You guys know or suspect strongly that Vivian would have headed here based on her journal and what was going on. There were trails leading outside of the academy, headed east, and Galen's powerful magic indicated this direction. This is the most suitable guess, especially married to the journal entry about Farlin himself and her plans to come here regardless. So one could surmise that she escaped here, and perhaps she is here, and it is up to you to find her. And maybe Farlin too. How would you guys like to approach that?
Well, we're pretty well known around Nornholt now. I mean, especially after the ball with Lady Dumont. So I would like to check in with some of the nobles because maybe someone. Well, actually, no. So is Farlin a noble or a commoner, like a complete commoner?
From the journal, you could surmise that he's the station. Most nobles probably don't even know of his existence.
Okay, so never mind. I'm not going to ask nobles. I will. I guess we can do some streetwise checks to see if. Oh, I know. This is a little bit meta, but Turnus doesn't know about this. But we do have the were-rats that are all in the underworld of Nornholt. So maybe you guys could talk to them, see if anyone new showed up.
Oh, that's great.
Art assets for them, but let's do it.
I mean, Turnus
So-
has no idea, so do that while Turnus is talking to other people.
Okay. I think Ryrela was the only one there of this group. Does that matter?
Zenarabi was there as well, but on
Oh,
a
okay.
different
Sorry.
the other session. That's fine.
Oh, that's right. Oh, okay, great.
But both
So-
sessions were canon; it just merged. So yeah, you were
Yeah.
both there.
Yeah, I'm considering the role, so you go talk to them. You have a relationship that's going to imply some boost something. What kind of check would you guys like to do?
Can different people do different things?
sure.
Basically, the way it works is for a number of sessions. There's been for a number of adventures. There's been 2 separate sessions because not everybody can play with a single session. And so what happened, particularly for that one, the Melody session 8, I think, is it's the same global structure, but the branches evolved differently based on who did what for each group. And at the end, they were merged into a single, like, melding of the 2 based on what was more interesting and what people wanted more. And that's what happened.
So actually, I don't think Shahana was asking about that. I think Shahana was just asking about
Yeah,
doing something separate.
Just-
But no, it was a good summary, though.
Yeah.
I'm glad for that, but yeah, just different approaches to finding info because Shahana has her own way she's going to go about looking for these 2.
If you guys are working with the were-rats, I would say it's a easy charm or an easy streetwise.
Okay.
So then while they're doing that check, Turnus would probably... Oh, he would talk to the captain of the guard here to see if anything's popped up.
All right, let's. If they're not rolling, we can do that right now. So
Oh,
you
I mean,
talk
I
to
was
the
saying
guard?
after we do their roll to see what they find from Palmyra and her gang.
All right, let's get the Palmyra gang rolled.
Okay. Should we? Can we have a boost because they trust us?
Yes.
Just before we get into it, did we get a strain recovery roll between then?
You have not, and you would have had ample rest to recover all of your strain. It took you several days to get here.
Okay. Ooh. All right. Good.
Several music-filled days.
Right, I'm still showing 3 on yours. Okay. And Shahana, you got yours cleared. I'm wondering if I have your token linked.
Yeah,
who's
it
going to make
works.
the charm roll with Palmyra and the
Or
shipwrights?
streetwise, probably.
Or streetwise, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I guess we could go streetwise there. So
Okay.
I'd be rolling it because I think I'm the strongest. But narratively, it would probably be Rirella or Shahana leading because Robbie does not like the were-rats.
Shahana's definitely doing her own thing.
Okay. Then in that case, I'll roll the streetwise, but it would be not so much Zanrabi doing whatever as helping out Rirella doing whatever, because as little contact as possible with the rare rats is as happy as Zanrabi gets. So easy, you said?
Yes.
And a boost.
Yeah, I
Unless
can't
you have a rank
imagine
in it.
cat people and were-rats get along well.
Oh, they don't.
Yeah. That's good.
All right, as you roll it, just are you asking after Farland, Viven, or both? What are you looking for?
Or the crow. I mean, Raven.
Or even the crow, a girl with a crow, yeah.
Yeah.
Any and all, or anything in particular? Dang it!
Never
Just
mind.
not-
You know, you guys are not spending story points just because of that. Like, it's ridiculous.
Well, no, I mean, you should think of it differently, though, because that probably would have failed even with a story point. The story points need to flow.
Yeah, all right. I'll start using them.
Spice must flow.
Okay, what would you like to use your advantage?
So can't use them to turn a failure into a success, so they can't really have seen very much.
Right, but
I
maybe
don't know.
this way...
Maybe... Go on.
Well, maybe this way you kind of encourage them, you know, hey, keep an eye out for this, so that it doesn't turn into a success, but maybe we
Right.
get a boost or 2 down the line because we've got the shiprats looking out for us.
Not only a boost or 2 down the line, but they will be actively looking for you.
Good.
But they didn't know.
Unfortunate.
All
So,
right,
yeah.
so Thomas, you wanted to talk to a guard.
Yes, Captain
And
of
he
the
has a
Guard.
name, too.
I'm blanking out. You guys gave him a name, Stern, but it was
Stern.
like Sturn. So, yeah, I goes talk to Captain Stern.
Yep. You find him in whatever headquarters he has.
Okay. So I'll just ask him what kind of check. Do I need a check, or how's this going to work?
he knows pretty much everything going in and out of the gates, right?
Yeah.
And you really,
should.
what kind of terms are you on with him? Like, are you have a relationship and you're friendly? I know you have some kind of relationship.
I mean, it's okay. It's just that, I mean, the party turned out to be a success, even though it first started a little shaky. So I would say it would just be neutral.
All right. It's going to be an average because it's an average kind of thing to have a conversation with him. And you can choose the role, but I would suspect it's probably charm.
Yeah. So actually, no, I'm going to go more into leadership and just kind of mention I've noticed some of the guards slacking off a bit. There was a girl who came here with a crow, but when I talked to some of the other guards, and this isn't a lie, like maybe he did ask some guards, but they just didn't know. So it's like, hey, what's going on here?
Yep, and you have sufficient, like, the crow, the girl, what happened, take a boost.
Great.
You've given him important detail, might jog a memory. And I upgraded the check.
All right. Oh, you upgrade. Okay.
Feel free to upgrade
Let's
back.
see. Sorry, let me switch that. I just want these skills just to be alphabetical now. I'm tired of going back and forth and all over the place.
You know what? I'm totally
Right?
fixing that, by the way.
Great. I mean, I shouldn't complain. Thank you, GM Knowledge Rhino, for this sheet overall. So, I do appreciate it overall. I'd actually prefer being able to switch the order myself. That's what I'd like.
Yes.
There we go.
He totally saw a girl come in with a crow. Yeah.
Just a girl, or was she accompanied by anybody, or?
She wasn't, and this was a little suspicious because like people don't come in with crows very often. So one of our guards tailed her, and she disappeared in this kind of lower district. There's a lot of shenanigans that happen down there. There's a company down there. They call themselves, get this, the Water Redistribution Group. Really, you might want to check in with them. They seem to know everything going on in that region.
Okay. And does that result include the Triumph?
No, it doesn't. So the Triumph. You would know. He would tell you. Oh yeah, and the leader of that guild, that company, his name's Farland.
Ah, okay. Well, wait. What kind of group is this?
They claim they get water for the poor. It seems a little dicey to me, but they're actually giving. I don't really know where they're getting it from, and frankly, I don't want to know.
You're the captain of the guard. Maybe you do want to know.
Well,
What kind of?
here's the thing. You know, my granddaughter, she was helped by them. And, you know, if a noble here or there is missing a little bit of water, it's water. Come on.
Okay, I see what you're saying. All right, but I mean, Nornhold should have water for everybody. What is going on?
Yeah, you're telling me, right? Those nobles, they got it all wrapped up. They're selling the stuff.
Okay. Well, good to know. So yeah, let's. I thank him for his time, and I want to start heading down that way. But I know that Shahana wanted to do something too.
What would you like to do, Shahana?
So Shahana is going to go, I guess, carousing in like all the local taverns and inn. Basically, buying a couple drinks, asking around if anyone has seen a young couple matching the description of Vivian and Farland. Yeah,
Farland.
Farland. Yeah. They're young. She's got raven black hair. They enjoy dancing. Just seeing if they've shown up at any bars or taverns together.
Be streetwise? Average?
Yeah. If she's willing to spend a little money buying drinks, can I get a boost?
There would not be a boost in this instant.
I don't know.
Oh, wait. I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're buying people's drinks. Yeah. Totally take a boost.
You can dock me like 5 silvers if you want for it. I'm perfectly fine with that. Paid for a boost. And here we go. Hey.
Hey. So, you see a guy. You bought him a drink. Hey. I haven't really seen anybody in here looking like that. But, there was this girl that ran through here the other day in a hurry. She just ducked in and ran right out. Looked just like what you described. Had a bird on her shoulder and everything. She was heading down to that water redistribution something or another down in the lower district. Yeah, something about that. Like, I don't know. And then those guys, they haven't really been around too much lately. They just, normally you see them everywhere. They're always talking about how they're doing this, how they're doing that for the poor, this, and poor that. But, that's kind of interesting, actually. I don't remember seeing any of them in the last few days.
So I think she's like got her arm over him and she like pours a drink from like a beer pitcher into his stern. And she didn't mention anyone? No one by the name of Farland?
No, it doesn't ring a bell. And she wasn't even here for about a second. She jumped right in, and I'm actually a little surprised I remember it. So your Triumph has told you that this group of people is normally around and isn't anymore.
Oh, interesting. The group that she was looking for is like disappeared off the map. Okay.
Nobody's seen them. And your threat there is
Is what?
a strain.
Yeah, she's
It's just all
got
the
a
alcohol.
little.
You're a little
Yeah,
bit.
she got a little drunk herself. Kind of posed. I think she like giggles a bit, and she's like, "Okay, so no Farlands, no nothing."
So what do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to go check out Lower District?
Yeah.
Which I really should have
Yeah.
given a better name.
Let's visit the charity.
Yeah. It's just, kind of run down. It's not the nicer area of Nerekhall. And there's this guy coming out of a door of the there's like a janky sign. It's like water redistribution. He's coming right out of the door. He takes one look at you guys, and he bolts.
Hey, get him! Clearly still a little drunk here, and Shahada chases off.
As well.
Um,
Yeah.
Give me an athletics check as you try to. What are you going to do? You're chasing him.
She's trying to tackle him.
All right, give me an athletics check to tackle the average.
Cool. Well, I guess not. Can she like fall and grab at his feet and I guess tangle him up to slow him up for someone else to grab him?
Yep, that totally changes the next scene. So let me grab your guys' tokens.
Oh boy.
Uh,
We just want to talk.
What's it with people running today?
he like looks over his shoulder, wide eyes. Talk about what? He's running.
Don't worry, we're not going to hit you really hard or anything.
There's that guy that popped in for about
Yeah,
a
I
half
know.
second.
I remember
All right,
you.
so
Yeah.
No, is there wasn't supposed to be chasing before. There was supposed to be chasing now.
Oh.
Hence the
Oh.
music, right?
I'm sure we'll catch this one faster.
All right.
Already halfway caught him.
That's true.
It's a chase scene. It would follow the same rules that we had last time, but I'm open to feedback. You guys like to keep the structure the same?
No, I'm cool with that.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
That's how I run them, so.
I think maybe the one thing, and you don't have to change it for this one, but I think that just given the feedback from earlier, it might be better to make it so that the athletics check is actually a maneuver instead of the full-on action. Because
I
then
like
that
that.
gives people the opportunity to use their action as a maneuver to do it if they don't feel like doing anything else. sort of thing.
Cool. So it would be, standard round. Your available things would be obviously you have an action, and then it's a maneuver to do the athletics check to close the range band.
Right.
Would you still have maneuvers to be able to close the range band? I assume not, because everybody's running.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't apply to that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
You just abandon using a maneuver to move in a chase.
Right. So you
Like,
just
it's
make it so
silly.
that that's you have to make the check because of the relative speed, but you still have your actions.
Right. Okay, so let's roll initiative.
I guess can he get set back on his first athletics check for the 2 advantages?
I will let you do that, or give him a setback on his initiative.
Let's give him a setback on his running, because Shahada's like trying to cling to his feet.
And like a fool, I did not clear the prior thing, so give me a moment to go clear the last turn order.
Definitely a vigilant situation here.
Let's see. You guys... Team Assistant, can you read off all of those to me? The ones that... Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 PCs.
Oh, I fucked that up. That should be an upgrade. Oops.
And then I'll put the NPC in manually. So,
Okay.
yeah, give them to me.
Okay. Do you want the names as well, or just PC?
Just PC.
Okay, so PC success. PC.
Say that again. You're breaking it.
Sorry, we have a PC success. Another PC 2 success.
Okay.
Another PC success and advantage, and another PC success and advantage.
And good old Sprinting Man was... I'm going to roll that for him again. And just take his prior roll. Give me a moment. Sorry about this. Now let's take his first roll, which was 2 success and advantage. Alright, does that look right to you guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Wait.
Why is the PC sorting?
Yeah.
Is he supposed to get 2 slots?
The NPC should have 1 slot.
Sometimes
only
you just
see one.
have it doesn't count the. Unfortunately, because it's 2:1. If it was 2.1, then it would do it correctly. So you'll have to rearrange a little bit.
Oh, okay. So he's gonna go after PC, and 1, 2, 4 PCs, so there'll be PC right after him. Yep. Does that look right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then of
Great.
course the 2 and the 4 should be switched. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but that's another
There you
part of
go.
the display error.
Alright. So,
So,
I have an idea. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say, if I go first, I can try and trip him up without hurting him badly with my boomerang. But what was your idea?
My idea was tripping him up without hurting him too badly with magic. So go ahead.
So, okay. Okay. So, what? So,
As you're doing this, Mitchell is running behind you guys.
Do you know this guy?
No! Who is he?
You're useless, Mitchell.
Ever told him anything? Let's assume he has talked on the ride at least a little bit.
okay. So, I'm gonna use the hamstring shot to immobilize him. And so, just to double check, that's 2 purple, correct? Because the distance.
Yeah.
Okay, great, thank you. And so Marilla's gonna swing the boomerang over her head and fling it really hard, shouting, Rayla, shoot!
Success.
And so, whatever damage it is, so it'll actually be 5 damage.
Why 5?
Because it's the whatever
Oh,
damage.
halved.
Halved, yeah.
And your bow normally does 8. I think actually you're wrong on the 7. So.
It's an elven, I think, right? Because it has a
But
critical rating that's lower than normal.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I thought it was just a standard heroic weapon or the heroic.
Well, no,
ability
it
weapon.
is,
Whatever.
but it's elven, so then it lowers the damage
Yeah,
by 1, but
minus
gives
one.
the crit by 1.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so it's 5 damage.
Yeah.
Um,
And he's immobilized.
awesome. 1 second to.
And she scores.
It's a mean boomerang.
Okay, so some stuff happens here. You throw this boomerang and like it starts like it's about an inch away from his foot, and this barrier swings up, and it's like this flock of ravens. So you knock out a raven dead, and this flock of ravens swings up around him and covers him. Unfortunately, it trips him as well, and Mitchell will go, "Stop! That's Vivens!" And he's on the ground. He's stopped. His eyes are wide. The chase scene is actually over. You guys have caught him.
Nice job.
Well done.
So I'll run up to him and just say, "Are you Farland?"
And yes, I am. Let me get your tokens. 1 second.
Where's Vivian?
She just left. Those men, they're here, and we found out. So I told her, go to the Moaning Caverns, because nobody knows about those. You're Mitchell, right? You're her cousin. She said to trust you if you showed up. And she said to help you if I could, if you came.
Did you say the same thing to those men and thought one of them was Mitchell?
Those men, they killed my men. They can't be stopped. They just keep coming.
How many?
There were 3. We killed one, and he started spouting this nonsense about back from the dead or whatever, and then just yesterday we got news the same one came through town again. I don't understand. But here's the thing. The Moaning Caverns, we think maybe they could be stopped there. The environment, that's where the dwarves, they've got their distillery up there. And there's there's a pit, and the process for it creates this vapor, we think, or well, Vivian thinks maybe it can stop the swords. So that's where she went, and I'm completely useless in a fight. Give me a sec. Doing it. Completely useless in a fight. So I couldn't help her, but I told her that I would stop anybody coming through with rumors or whatever we could do, and that I would help if her cousin showed up. So Mitchell, I'm sorry I couldn't do more for her. But it looks like you're with some able adventurers. These guys are the Shard Seekers. So maybe there's some hope for her.
Okay, well, on your feet, take us to the Moaning Caverns.
Yes.
Snap to it.
And here,
Chop, chop.
these will. I'll come, but I'm warning you. I'm worse than useless in a fight.
We just need to know how to get there. Just lead us there.
Oh,
That's
surely.
okay.
Come on.
I'm not particularly useful either.
And he says, well, 1 second. I have some things for you. He'll run into the building. You guys following him, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And he gives you a couple of immunity elixirs. These will help in the pit. It's full of poison and acid. There's a creature there called the Harbsork. It makes the acid. This will help you. It should make you immune. We hope that those things that are following her don't know better.
Thank you. What did you say the creature was? A Hofzerk?
The Harbsork. It's it kind of looks like a tentacly tree. I can't really explain it. I was in there once, sneaking past the dwarves up there. You know that Lake Deer company? That's their monster. I swear, I think they're feeding people to it. Anyways, they distill its juices to make the elixirs, if you can believe it.
How sure are you this is gonna work? Shahada like suspiciously eyes the elixir she's holding.
It should. He seems earnest. Mechanically, it is an immunity elixir.
Oh yeah, she's okay.
So we each get one?
Yep.
Okay.
Awesome. And before we go, I want to ask, are you a performer? Is that right?
Somewhat. I can sing, and I'm a good dancer. But no, not like maybe you're thinking. And he looks at Shahana. Like, I have no magic in me. I'm useless.
Why are you looking at me? She looks confused.
Everybody.
I'm still slightly buzzed.
Everybody
Well-
assumes that you're a minstrel of some sort.
What do you mean you're not a magic minstrel?
I mean, she does have a lute, like, in a case on her back. No, I'm just a normal minstrel.
Oh, like me.
Yeah! Why does everyone always assume that I know how to cast magic?
It just seems like a natural requirement. But I want to be sure that once we help your friends, you will sing of us and the great Ryrela in your tales after.
Of course. Ryrela, wow, yeah, of course I will.
Hey! Wait!
You know, I've been working
no,
on a song, but this is not the time for that.
No, you don't sing of us. That's my job.
Alright, you guys should see your tokens here.
Yes.
Alright. Moaning Caverns, he will tell you, and you would know, is a hike up there. It's not very well known, but you guys have been here long enough you know of it. What you didn't know is that the Laketer Elixir Company has anything up there. And this hike usually takes a person 4 or 5 hours. So it's, if you guys have ever gone on a good strong hike, that's kind of what this is.
Excellent.
So, how would you guys like to approach this? He gives you directions to the Moaning Caverns. He tells you what he knows of the creatures, which is that it's kind of like a giant tree with tentacles. And its children, he tells you about. Its spawn, they're dangerous. Don't stand next to them when they die. The dwarves, they shoot them from that ledge, and then they harvest the mist.
Huh. How did you
No,
find
well-
this place?
Well, you see, the Laketer Company, they've got this stranglehold on the elixirs, and they're supplying the water for most of the nobles. So, I made friends with one of the dwarves, and I can't even tell you how hard that was, and he let me get some water from up there. They've got a system of delivery down. There's a natural spring up there, you see, and they've got a delivery mechanism, and he's told me the schedule, and so that's how we're getting our water.
And this beast, the tentacle tree, it's dangerous, you said.
The
Very
harbsword,
dangerous.
yes, but it moves slowly, so
Interesting.
should be able to be avoided. I think I told Vivian about this, and she had an idea. She thinks she can use it.
Okay.
So you guys are going for a hike. This will be an athletic or resilience check, probably resilience.
Is there a chance of arguing for survival?
There is indeed, yes. Survival
Good.
work.
Good.
And if you do well on your survival check, you could give some bonuses to people. You know, you're telling them,
Perfect.
hey, don't step there.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to do a resilience check just against my crit that I had, so I like to do that now.
Go for it.
Yeah, let me just double check and see.
What diff is this?
Totally forgot that I had
I
one.
think like he's got a standing crit that he has from a past adventure.
Yeah, it's a passive,
Yep.
headringer, so.
Oh, I meant the hiking check?
Oh, it's going to be an average. And then Zanarabi's making a survival, and depending on how he does that, it could result in some boosts on you guys.
Well, I super do it, but I'm not helping anybody.
Yeah.
You were just hiking. You love hiking.
Alright, Turdus, you pass.
No, that was actually my crit roll. I want to
Oh,
use
hey!
I want to use
Congratulations.
athletics for it.
What
If I
about
may.
coordination?
I'll give you coordination.
Thanks.
It flips up the slope.
Oops.
Well, it's more like not twisting her ankle as she walks up. She'll
Well, I
still
know.
be.
So what happens?
Okay, so you take 3 strain. That's all. You're just a little more exhausted. It was a hard hike.
He is wearing armor, so.
Yeah. Riley, you're fine? Let's see. Is that everyone? Yeah, because we only have 4 now, right?
Yes.
Alright, you guys make it up to the Moaning Caverns.
Their tokens, for some reason, are not coming over with all their information.
Yeah, I must be messing that up. Give
I
me
mean,
a
are
second.
you... But you're just copying them, right?
I'm copying and pasting, yeah.
Weird.
I select them, right-click, copy, and then go to the next thing, right-click, paste.
Hmm.
So, I don't know. I'm gonna copy them over to the next scene, and then we'll fix them. You guys should be hearing some wind.
I am.
So am I.
Nice.
Put you up here where we can see you. Okay, give me, as you guys enter the cave, there's wind is swooping through the entrance, and it creates this sort of howling, which is given the cave the name. There's water at your feet. It's about an inch thick or so, and it appears to be running off from some chambers ahead. Based on what Farland was saying, it's probably a natural spring somewhere in here, and dwarves are up to some monkey business with it, which could result in some of the water at your feet. Give me a hard vigilance or perception check from everyone.
I think as we get to the top, Shahana like pulls her cloak around her and at the wind.
Not this time.
Ooh.
Oh,
Okay.
that bothered me again, but it was just the bug.
So Turnus, your roll earlier, that was the check, right? And then, so the first one is Sanarabi for the scene. What would you like to do with those advantages, Sanarabi? What
Well,
you're doing
no,
is you're...
that was my vigilance check. That was for this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah, all right. So successful to take some strain for the threat. Turnus, what you see is you see that same sword. You remember that sword from earlier? There's another one.
Yuck.
And it's about 6 feet away from a slumped body. And that body is really hard to see. Like, it's almost like you don't want to see it. It's kind of what it feels like.
All right.
It's not moving, probably dead.
Okay.
Let's see here. So that was vigilance. Zanarabi, what would you like to do with your advantages?
I spent one of those on my personal strain, and I would like to spend one on giving a boost to, well, doesn't count for this string of checks, but a boost to the next person.
Yep, sounds good.
And the one that's left over, I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay. We can float another boost in if you want.
Okay, done.
Rayla, you see the body and the sword as well, and so do you, Shahana. Shahana, take a strain.
Yeah, makes sense.
If you decide to ignore the sword, you have enough of a quiet moment after that hike to recover strain.
I mean, I don't want to touch it. I mean, if it gets the body, it's just going to kill whatever it is, or just suck its life. So, I just want to keep moving on.
That another one of those swords,
Yeah, let's leave it where it is for now and deal with it later.
but it's a clue.
Maybe we could just put a large rock on it so it doesn't go anywhere. Because I'd rather it didn't go anywhere.
I mean, yeah, maybe we can check it out, but we just need to not touch it though, because it spoke to Galen, and I think
Yeah,
if we get
yeah,
close to it, we can't risk another person grabbing hold of it. So
Just get a large rock and hold it at arm's length and drop it on there. Should be enough.
No.
Indeed, it does in fact cover it up. Xanarabi, I think you have access to an attack spell that can sunder, right?
I do.
You can do that as well if you choose to.
ooh, yeah, just destroy it.
I'll try.
I mean, he
Ooh,
actually
wait.
drops the stone and just breaks it.
Infuses it with his
older.
magic as he's dropping the stone, tries to sunder the thing.
Shoshana, you were saying something?
Oh no, I'm saying while Zenarabi, like she says wait, and then while Zenarabi's getting ready to cast magic, like digs her notebook out and like sits down and starts writing.
Can I continue, Shahana? You want a moment?
No, I was just, I'm just drawing you.
Okay. Get my good side. And he turns about 15 degrees to the
She
left.
gives it a thumbs up.
Anyway, so I have to add destructive, which is plus 2p. I have nothing for it, so
you
here we
get
go.
range for free, so you don't even have to go close.
Yep. And I will do the little funnel thing again, which is going to be wound 3 because of my bone staff, blah blah blah. Boom. So unfortunately, I need advantages to sunder.
Right.
No, I didn't get that. But if you want to make it work differently, because I'm directly targeting the thing, I don't know, you tell me.
I like the discipline check. Turnus, you feel a presence try to like come in. You deny it. It's just boom, out, gone.
Oh, that was
You
just
know
my
what?
that was just my recovery roll.
Oh,
I mean, we can say.
well, I'm gonna go forward with it. You can have the recovery too. I don't care. But narratively, you know that it was trying to tempt you,
Okay.
and something within you resisted it.
Kelos.
Yeah, of course. So this is from Star Wars, but in Star Wars, triumphs could be used to add 3 points to the strain recovery roll. Is that okay here?
Yep,
All right.
Is that true?
Yeah.
it is.
Wasn't aware.
I didn't know that either.
Well, it's a triumph.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys have covered the sword. You can feel almost like a coldness from it, like it's pissed off at you guys as you guys walk away. Let's see.
And what of the body? Is it still painful to look at?
No, it's if you can believe this, a rock from above the top of the cave fell and hit this guy in the head, crushed his head open. He fell over dead. Looks like the sword scattered free of his hand.
Oh.
How peculiar.
Is the body like intact?
Yes, mostly, other than his head.
It's not melting?
No.
Okay, Shahana's gonna like rummage through his pockets and stuff and see if like there's any clues.
Nothing terribly useful. You do find a couple vials of
Vials of what?
poison.
Poison.
So one thing
Poison.
though, Farland did say that they killed one of these guys and they just came back from the dead. So Turnus is going to burn this body. He's going to kind of shove him out
sounds-
of the water and then burn him.
Extremely wise.
There are no
Oh, he
clues
was
on
like
the body.
burning.
What was that?
It's a holy fire. Nothing but ash remaining.
Great.
All right, are you guys' tokens what they should be at this point?
Can't see the
Yes.
names.
Yeah.
I can
Okay.
see mine and Turnus's.
Yeah, I can't see Shahana's and Rurela's.
Oh, that's strange. I can see everybody's.
Now I can see
I
yours.
can also see everybody's.
Let me move mine a little bit. See if.
Yep, and then there's Shahana. So that should be right.
Yeah.
Now I can see everybody's.
Oh, there we go.
Alright.
You just have to move them.
Hopefully when I copy this time, it truly copies.
Yeah, why don't you test it right here on this screen, just to make sure?
Does that work if you paste on the second screen? I've never tried it.
All right, cool. So it should do it on the next one. That's weird if it doesn't.
All right. So you guys follow this trail of water into the next chamber, and it's different. This whole room is like carved. There's been work over a long period of time in this room. There's pipes lining the edges of the walls, and there's some machines on the side. And I actually have some text to read to you guys. As you enter this portion of the Moaning Cavern, you notice a dramatic shift from a natural cavern to carved and chiseled stone. Much of it seems to be built to redirect water from a spring within the caverns. Machines line the edges in the room, and they have piping that run from this room into another. In the corner of the room is a light that illuminates some sort of cage, perhaps an elevator. Maybe it's that system Farland was talking about. After a moment, you notice the forms of many dead bodies on the floor. Dwarves? They're dismembered. There's a disturbing lack of blood. You guys have seen this before. The slaughter seems recent.
Well, whomever the enemy is, they've definitely been here.
This is gruesome. I wonder where the girl is.
I hope she's okay.
Mitchell looks a little bit sick. Where is she?
Well, let's just keep pressing forward. I mean, no time to lose.
And
Bound to
at
run into
that,
her eventually.
if I do this right,
Oh,
female
Jesus
scream of
Christ.
pain and frustration rolls through the cavern from the room with the piping. Mitchell hears that. That's Vivian. He bolts. He's ran straight into the next
That
room.
was Vivian?
Not the
She's
Lord, but
pissed.
there's a female. I don't know if you guys heard it. But there's a
Oh,
female.
no.
Here, let's give it to you guys again. Let's see if you guys can actually hear it.
Okay, I heard a thing at the start
At the
before
very
Yeah.
start, it was like
I did.
barely.
Listen,
She's
you
angry.
Alright, let's. Okay, wait. I gotta get this. Let's see if this actually works. Female hurt. You hear that?
That was it.
Yeah, we heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it,
Second time I
Alright.
heard that.
yeah.
Mitchell
but-
heard that and he went bolting. Vivian!
It was just completely overshadowed by like the monster, the ogre,
Yeah.
the whatever.
He's got better
Yeah.
ears than us.
Oh, it's Vivian.
Alright. And I'll paste tokens here in a minute. As you guys enter, you see like a form of, must be the Hubsork, down in a pit. You're standing on a ledge. It's about 10 feet off the ground above the pit. It looks like the dwarves here have been using this ledge to harvest. Miss, there's some machines to your side. Anyways, that's kind of description of the room. You see the monster. Mitchell runs forward, jumps off the ledge, hops down, straight to Vivian, and you guys are here. Paste you guys.
Wait.
Are there no other people here, though?
Give me a second. 1, 2, 3. I'm missing one. Where'd the fourth go? Did I not grab him?
Disappeared.
Okay.
You're not aware, but I have an invisibility cloak, so it's just preempting you.
Alright, so Turnus is there.
Just
Rayla's
missing
there. Yeah, okay. So Mitchell runs down. Let's put you maybe here. Mitchell hops down. He takes some damage. He runs through what looks like a bunch of little snakes. He's headed towards Vivian. Vivian is grappled in the arms of that creature, the Hubsork. And it looks like, well, I'll narrate. As you guys rush in, you hear a scream of pain from Vivian, and the Hubsork wraps his tentacle around her leg, picks her up, and slams her against the wall. And she goes limp, unconscious. There appears to be dismembered parts of one of those assassins in the pit below. It looks like the spawn, those little snake things, are eating it. No sign of another sword. Mitchell wades through the pit of Hubsork, the little spawns, and gets bit a few times, and looks like he's in a fighting chance. He's on his last legs, and he goes down. But we'll roll initiative this time. I'll clear it. Truly. All right. So objective. You guys can do what you want. I would think that you'd want to save Vivian and possibly
Take your
Mitchell.
potions.
Yeah, it's a really good idea.
So we can assume that we got into this room with our weapons drawn already, right?
Yes, you heard the scream. You had ample time to arm yourself. You would know that she's in pain. Mitchell said something about that as he rushed off.
Yeah, we can hear it.
Yeah.
Shahada just looks aghast and horrified at this scene as we run onto the ledge. This is not normal. Wow.
Huh.
The rules in this session aren't normal.
Yeah.
You guys lost a player, so I'm making some changes. This was originally meant for 5.
Are we not all rolling the same initiative?
I think you guys
I thought this was a cool situation since we were running down a tunnel. Like, okay, this is going to be a fight for sure.
You would
Yeah.
have known it's coming. I could see trying to keep your cool.
Oh, do I need to reroll?
Yeah, I think so. Well, in light of earlier today, either's fine. Get on the chart. We'll keep the current scores.
Yay.
Let's see.
Your thing for the Abyssoric was a simple skill roll. It wasn't an initiative roll.
Dang it.
But you can have that at the end. I'll roll.
Well, probably because I need to get him on the thing. I think I just clicked the wrong button. Okay, NPC, alright. Why did that not take?
Prefer the previous one.
Oh no. Yeah.
No, we'll change it to the previous roll because I like keeping original rolls.
Okay, good.
Yeah, thanks.
So that was just a
02.
0. Alright, that's that. And then I'm doing a little housekeeping, bear with me. Okay, because you guys are a player down. So, this, not here.
I'm sure we can take it.
And then, Control O. Okay, so what you're seeing in this room, let me roll this last one. You see the little acid mist?
Yeah.
Farland warned you about that. That's what happens when one of those spawn die. The spawn is a minion group. You can see there's 6 of them in that on the little mist down there.
Interesting.
Divisions.
Is there a way to climb down at all, or we have to jump?
Yeah, instead of jumping, because
You could easily attach a rope with a maneuver and slide down, I think. It would cost you 2 maneuvers, though.
Unless you have Swift, I bet.
Yeah, you know, actually with Swift I could see, like, there's enough on the edges of this. Okay. I would ask probably for an athletics check getting down.
It's definitely better than just jumping, though.
Yes.
All damage is danger.
It's the worst damage.
Alright,
It's the
so
worst
PC
dose.
is up first. There's some mechanical things going on, you guys, I need to tell you about. The room is full of mist. It's actually fairly difficult to see through. There's a machine in the back of the room that is making the... I don't know if you guys can see that.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yep. If you were to disable that machine, the mist would most likely stop, you would surmise. It looks to be a fairly rudimentary machine. It's running on some pinwheel from water streaming by, runs it into a fan that's... whatever. Dwarves would come up with something. You think you can probably stop it with a mechanics check or damaging it enough, thunder, that kind of thing. Otherwise, you've got mist in the room. At long range, you've got 3 setback. Extreme, you've got 4 setback. Kind of nasty that way. Medium is 2, short is 1, and engaged, you have no setback.
Alright.
Alright, so,
I'm sorry.
Oh, good.
One more thing, just one more, and this is an important thing. Sorry, I have to look at the paper. I was all set up for this on the other computer, but we had the shenanigans. So as you guys enter, she gets slammed against the wall, and she takes critical hit. And she is now bleeding out.
That's not good.
So there's somewhat of a timer on the fight. All right, you guys are up.
All right. I'd like to make my way down there. You said that Swift allows me to use a check.
Yeah, I'll even give it as an easy check. Basically, you're just like grabbing the edge of the railing, swinging down with like putting some footing on the edge of the wall, hopping right down.
Okay.
Easy.
I'll use a quick draw to draw a potion. I'll use a maneuver to take the potion, and then I'll use another maneuver to make my way down with that. So, you said it was an easy athletics check?
Yes.
All right.
Just regarding the turn order, it's not right past the second one.
Hmm.
It should be 4 PCs and then the 2 NPCs. Which is very good for us, actually. Actually, no, it should be 3 PCs, the NPC.
Is that right? I think I got it right.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, you're right. It should be 4 PCs and then the 2.
All right,
Yep.
give me. I'm sorry, one more second. I'm going to give you guys the text of the immunity elixirs. I have it here somewhere. GM assistant, if you get that quicker, I have some.
Yep.
It's under like just normal gear and services.
So do I stay in the same range band, or do I actually move over one too? I wasn't sure.
Okay, I got it.
You're in the same range band, I think. Right, because like you would take a maneuver to get over one. I think this is the text.
Yes.
There you go. So you guys get 2 upgrades against poison, and it immediately ends any current.
Okay.
All right, so Turnus, are you done?
Yeah.
All right, next PC.
I'm happy to go last, so everybody do their thing. Unless, I mean, I can go as well, I guess. That's fine too.
I mean, Shahana just looks like she's trying to think what the hell she's supposed to do right now.
Okay, I'll take the slot then. Is it possible to spend 2 maneuvers to get off the railing instead of the athletics or whatever?
Yeah, the athletics was really just because of the swift. You can spend 2 maneuvers, attack to roll, slide down.
Okay, so I guess I'll put myself here or something. Now,
There's now a rope, so it requires 1 fewer maneuvers for anyone else.
okay.
And do you have an action?
Yeah, I do have an action, and there's this spawn that's currently next to Mitchell. Well, the
Yep.
bunch of spawns I'd like to take care of.
Oh, I just want to interject real quick though. What was the benefit of having Swift in a check though? If I could have just used 2 maneuvers just to get exactly where I am now.
If you'd like, you can go back. It was to use a maneuver. It was simply so that you could do a check instead of 2 maneuvers. If that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
I can maneuver and check instead of 2.
Oh, because I used a maneuver to make the check. You're saying that I still have a maneuver left, so I should be over here. Okay, got it.
Sounds good.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll be casting an attack spell on these spawn that are currently engaged with Mitchell.
Yep, that's medium, right?
That is medium. Do I get an upgrade because they're next
Yeah,
to a
that's-
buddy? Well,
that's-
buddy is really...
That's long. From your end, this would
Wait,
be
the-
medium. That's long. Okay, long.
Oh, shoot. That's right. Damn it. Then I'll cast a different spell. Yeah. So in that case, it'll just be range twice, and the other two are free. Okay. So just let me adjust real quick. It's that, this, and it's 2 purple. Do I get an upgrade because they're next to Mitchell, even though he's not really my friend? But I don't want to hit him.
Well, yeah, he's friendly to you, sort of.
I'm not friendly to him.
I'll put it this way: you were originally tasked to guard him.
Yeah, no, I get you. I don't want to hit him, but so the upgrade makes sense. Okay, yeah, I think that's it. Let's just take it away, see what gives. Ooh.
There we
Okay.
go. Nice.
Awesome.
I
yeah.
can deal with that. So
Unfortunately, no burn.
unfortunately, no burn. But they are going to take 14 damage.
Right. So.
The advantage will be a boost to the next PC making a check, and what this looks like is Zenrobi pooling. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I forgot to add the success I would get for free from attack plus blood sacrifice. So it's actually 15, not 14. Sorry.
So one more damage.
One more. And what this looks like is same as usual. The little funnel of green life energy from his chest to the tip of his staff, and then he. Like it kind of bowls into the tip of the staff, and then he kind of pulls it away from the tip with his left hand, and it coalesces into this ball of fire, which he tosses into it, and it apparently kills 3 of them, just incinerating them.
Nice.
Okay, that was my turn.
And in their place, the 3 that died spawned a little cloud. And if you start your turn in that's a corrosive environment. So you don't start your turn in the acid. Alright, next PC.
You want to go? Otherwise, I can.
Yeah, I can go. I would just like to take a maneuver to drink the elixir, and then also to move off this via the rope.
Yep.
Just remember though, you need to make sure to either use quick draw to get the elixir out, or a maneuver to take it out.
I'll use a maneuver to take it out, and can I use my action to move instead of attack?
Yes, but you won't have drank the elixir, right? So it's 1 to blow out.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Downgrade your action to maneuver, but you can't get more than 2 maneuvers.
Oh,
That's why
okay,
quick draw
okay,
is so great.
I see. I understand. Okay. Well then I will just take strain, and I will sorry that
I mean, you're safe where you are.
yeah, I'm pretty
so-
safe, so I
yeah.
think I'll just take a maneuver to get down then.
Well, no, what I mean is that you can attack from where you are to.
Yeah, I thought about that, but 3 setbacks.
Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot about the setbacks.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah,
can
we
do
missed
that.
out on Zerabi's check.
Oh, right.
Zenarabi,
I
go ahead
also
and roll the
forgot.
setback.
Yeah.
Oops,
That's-
I missed that too.
They were at long range.
3.
Ooh,
Uh
still
oh,
hit me, but
we got another miss.
Hey.
Ha!
Whew.
Okay, the mist is only there for a few rounds. There's a number by it. It tells you how many rounds the mist is there.
Okay, great. You know what? I'll go for it. Let's just go for it. Okay. And I'll
After
take
seeing
that
those
boost.
blanks.
Yeah, I'm confident now. Oh,
Ooh. Well.
okay. Well,
Triumph.
no, sorry, I was aiming at the spawn.
Okay. What would you like to do with those advantages in Triumph?
Can we make it so that they are no longer focused on Mitchell?
I have an idea.
Okay.
You wildly miss. The Triumph knocks out the machine.
Oh,
I like that a lot.
I'm stronger than I realized.
And that would use up, I think, the advantages and the triumph if you're.
That's great. That's that.
She's like, I meant to do that.
Totally,
It
man.
was totally a thing. It was a plan. All right, next PC.
Yeah. So I think seeing that, everyone seems to know how to fight here, she's gonna leap onto the rope, take a maneuver to swing down, and then I guess she's gonna make for Vivian, because someone needs to, pick her up and drag her to safety.
Well, she's in the grasp of the Harpsarch right now.
Yeah, she'll figure it out. She's not thinking, she's reacting. Yeah, so she's just gonna. I'm gonna downgrade my action to take a second maneuver. So I guess I get down in one, and then I'm here, right?
Yep.
I had a plan with the machine, but let's see if that'll still work.
All right, and you'll recall as you hop down there, Farland vividly telling you about the poison on the tentacles of the Harpsarch, which is why he gave you the immunity elixir for the poison. Yeah, got it. Okay.
I imagine, while everyone else was pulling out their weapons, she doesn't fight, so she was pulling out her elixir instead of her weapon. She's already got it in hand. She's just waiting to use it.
Cool.
And she's got a plan for it.
NPCs. They see something moving. 3 of them. So, Turnus, they're attacking you.
They can't. They're minions, so they have to take a maneuver to go to short, and then another maneuver. They have to use their
engage.
action as a maneuver to get engaged. Yeah.
Thank you. Yep. So they're all up in your face. And then the Harpsarch. He's gonna take a bite out of Vivian.
I don't like that.
You guys want to
Okay.
upgrade or anything?
I have a
Can
plan.
What was the question you asked, David?
Do you guys want to upgrade or modify its check? It's gonna try to bite Vivian. Let me check the story points. I haven't been using them. I apologize. You guys
Yeah,
still
no.
have 1.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we kind of need those points, especially with this being the last encounter, heroic abilities and stuff. We'll need
Yeah.
those.
So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna spend 1 because it takes a bite. To upgrade its. Sorry about how long this is taking us.
No problem.
No worries.
Alright, so the total should be 4 GM, 2 players right now? That's alright?
Yes, that's what it is.
And he's doing 1 upgrade. He's doing melee on her. Okay, nasty little bite.
Oh no.
Goodbye, Vivian.
I guess she can't be the fourth darkness now.
Maybe it's for the best.
6.
Yeah, let's just leave, actually.
We found your daughter. We were like,
I mean, we don't
Deal
have
with
to
this
defeat
tree.
it.
She's
Yeah.
got your
Better place
daughter,
now.
and she was dying, so we decided, it's not worth trying to save her.
Yeah, we tried to save the evil maid, but your daughter.
yeah.
Nah.
Did we try and save the evil mage, or did we torture the evil mage?
It was torture through attempting to save her.
Well, I mean, technically, you guys don't know if she is evil. It's just that they wanted to use her for evil, but whatever.
Yeah.
PCs are up.
One
she
thing though,
takes-
that does have vicious to the. Oh, I didn't do a crit. Never mind.
Right, it's got a ton of threat.
Yeah.
Right?
But
I
that still
misread that.
applies to knocking people over from pure damage, unless she was already over.
She was already over.
She was already over. She was over by 2. What do you guys want to spend the threat on?
I would say
3, it can drop something. I think, right?
remove its
advantage or
defenses
threat?
if you guys think you're gonna start attacking it. I can take care of the spawn.
Can it drop?
Because we no
her?
longer have the mist either, so the mist is gone, and then we can drop its defenses.
I really like the idea of it dropping her.
Yeah, I mean, if it can
Or-
drop a
yeah.
thing, she's a thing it has. So I
Yeah.
feel like that's the best choice.
Well, can it set her down gently?
I mean, she's pretty fucked up, right? Like,
Well, maybe it lets go of her because it's like, oh, she's done.
Oh,
now
no.
let's find.
can it
Well, it-
drop her like here-ish that she's closer to us to retrieve?
Yeah.
Sure, why not? There's no narrative reason why it had to be behind. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh no!
She's like knocked over. She's on the ground. All right. PCs are up, and she takes because she's bleeding out. She takes another wound.
If you guys don't mind, I want to take on these spawn.
Go.
Go ahead.
Please.
I mean, it's all
Uh,
PCs anyway, so.
Yeah, I have a thing I'm gonna do to help Vivian here.
What's up?
Well, once you
Wow.
take on the spawn.
All right. Let's see. Let me. Whoops. Wrong screen. Okay, so they're in my face, so I am going to aim. And yes.
By the way, you don't
Wow.
have a setback on that. The setback would only apply to your offhand, right? But your primary is the thing that rolls the attack roll.
Oh, I like your
Wait,
attack
sorry,
with the
what?
shield too.
Well, it doesn't matter in this instance, but you're doing dual wielding, which is
I
your
know I have a
primary-
setback in there.
No, but you shouldn't.
No, you should. Very specifically with sword and board, it's a little spot. If you look in Realms of Terranoth, even if your primary is a sword, if you use sword and shield, you must still put the inaccurate in there.
Oh, I stand corrected. All right. So, what would you like to do with that advantage?
I will pass a boost to the next person who goes.
All right. All done.
Yep.
I had some
next person has
ideas,
a boost.
so.
Yeah, if no one else minds. So,
Go.
Yeah, go.
so how far away is the tree? Let's
It's
see.
now that you've
Was
moved.
it long
it's,
from you?
It's
No,
long
it's
from you.
medium.
Yeah,
Can
so
I?
now it's
so-
medium. So it's one.
Okay, so I'm gonna take 2 strain to move to short, and Shahana shouting like, "Hey, snake tree!" She is going to throw her potion at the tree because it's anti-venom against it.
Oh.
Gosh, what does that do?
My original plan was to pump it through the filter in this thing, but this also works.
Oh. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I like this is way more badass anyway.
All right. This is what it does. It starts to suffocate. In 3 rounds, it suffocates.
Seeing as she can't do anything else, that's where she is. But she's like trying to stand in front of Vivian so that hopefully it doesn't attack Vivian again and it attacks her. Right? She's like standing over her protectively.
Got it. You done?
Creative. Bigusti. I can go. I'll
I
just.
did not expect that.
Well, when you have
Yeah,
no
no.
XP and you can't fight, you have to be creative.
Always expect the unexpected. Always. Otherwise, the PCs will get the better of you. Anyway, I'll move closer such that I'm within medium range of Vivian. And I would like to hit the baddie, but I mean, we have an objective that's currently dying, so let's try to save her life instead with a heal spell.
That sounds great.
Genius.
It sounds like a good idea, yeah. So where's my magic rules? Range, no problem. Oh, actually, I think it might be engaged base.
Heal, it starts at engaged, I think. You have
I
a
don't
free
like that.
upgrade to short.
Yes, we need one more.
So you've taken.
Oh,
You can take
that's
some
no
strain to
good.
take another maneuver, right?
So hold on, I was here. She's at long, so 2 puts me at medium, which is here, so I'm still at medium.
Wait. Remember, the way that these bands work, that's why every maneuver is a band. That's why you've got long range, which is 2 to 3 bands.
So that puts him next to Vivian, right?
Yeah. You don't have to. You get what I'm saying,
Sure about
right, Zan?
Okay.
That's only when you're engaging, right?
Well, no. What he was doing was following the rule that going from long into medium takes 2 maneuvers, but the range band system already includes that by having 2 bands to get from.
Being long, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, so no matter what, a maneuver is a column.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, I was not I was not processing it that way. Okay, everything makes much easier now.
Yeah, because otherwise,
that's
then
better
long
for-
range would just be 1 column.
You know, that's actually a clever way to get around having to track half maneuvers
Yep.
on greater distance.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it's good.
So actually, now I could do a very good shot of hurting the Harpsoric, but Vivian's dying, so let's do that.
Listen, Snurf, we're not going to win by killing the things we hate.
Oh, yeah, I like The Last Jedi. So.
I do too. That's why
Okay,
I
good,
said it.
good. Anyway, so heal range is free because staff. I need revive incapacitated, otherwise I can't target her. So it's 3 purple. And sure, let's sacrifice a bunch of health for it. All right, boom. Come on, Vivian. Okay.
Wow.
Ooh.
Awesome.
Okay, so she heals 7
1, 2,
wounds.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah.
Which I don't know if that wakes her up. Well, no, the strain will still be over, but presumably she's at much less risk of immediate death.
Yeah. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There. And I'll say that she's no longer bleeding out. She has the
I like
critical, but the blood has stopped. You've closed those wounds.
Nice. So the way this looks is Anrabi's kind of raising his staff and doing a little shaman jiggle or whatever. And what happens is there's a swirl of like muddy, disgusting water from the cave that's rising up. And then he swipes his hand at it, and it's like there's a scythe cutting through the water, and it suddenly becomes pure, like rid of all the gunk that just gets thrown away to the side. And then it kind of wraps around her and does healing magic, whatever's.
That's cool.
I like it. Take
Yeah.
an XP.
Yay.
So, GM assistant, if you could record an extra XP.
Yep, got it.
All right.
That was my turn.
Next PC.
Okay, that's me. But this Habasaric is dead next turn. Is that right?
There's still a spawn and it, so one of the two. It will probably go next.
Okay.
Well, I think she was asking about how many turns it has before suffocation.
Yes.
Oh, the first of the 3 count will be next.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna take 2 maneuvers to get down. And take strain. But will it work? Can I fling my boomerang over to near Shahana and Vivian so that tentacles that are nearby them will be sliced off so that there could be setbacks against them?
So you're trying to add setbacks against them. Well, do your roll first, and we'll see
Okay.
like what setbacks you can get.
Okay.
But you're attacking the Harpsark, right?
Yes.
And there's nothing engaged with it at the moment, so you're
Yeah.
just a normal.
Okay.
I'm guessing those tentacles can reach out if engaged.
So you hit.
Okay. Great. All right. So, Lots of triumphs going on.
I think you could use a triumph to upgrade its attack instead of put a setback even.
You can.
She can
So
do
it's 8
both.
damage, right?
Yeah. So I will fling the boomerang, and it'll go whizzing right past Shahana's face, much to her dismay, and it
Wide
will.
eyes.
Yeah, exactly. Putting another scar on her chin. No, I'm just kidding. And it'll slice one of the tentacles directly in half, as it will be open asunder and oozing. Yeah. And so the beast will recoil. Does that sound good?
Yep. So upgraded to its next check, and then setback, right? What you're
Yes.
after?
Yeah.
Okay. And plug that in. And it's going to
It's
spend
gonna
a
attack.
story point. One upgrade for the story point. It's got one setback, and it's got one upgrade for the last boom shot. And
Oh, by the way, sorry, just need to remember though, Rarelo, when you did that, don't forget the notations that he put on the Harpsaric. So there were 2 ranged defense and 1 adversary.
Okay.
right.
Yes.
Let's move forward. It took a hit. The suffocation is a lot more deadly to it in the moment, but try to remember the setback and upgrades going forward. It is going to use 2 maneuvers. And move to engaged.
I mean, I imagine
Uh-oh.
it's attacking me. I did just
Yeah.
poison it. If it's attacking me, it should add a setback because I have 1 melee defense from being nimble.
Alright, so I've got 2 setback and 2 upgrades. And you have not taken... No, you don't. So here we go.
Nice.
Nice.
Woo, man.
Awesome. It will use those 2 boosts to...
Knock her
not even-
over as she's like dancing back.
Well, it was just going to pass boosts onto its children, really. But
Oh boy.
Aw.
Inspired.
what it does is it lets out a large bellow. And the children start wiggling faster as they swarm towards things.
Oh.
Shada is desperately like backtracking like on her like heels as it's like slamming tentacles at her.
And so we have 3 spawning. And they'll use a story point. Grade.
By the way, those colors are wrong. I don't remember putting those in there. It should actually be 3, 2 ranged and 3 melee. So I switched it.
Yeah. Your token came in. I actually didn't touch your token when it...
Oh, it might have been before we switched the 2. So okay.
Okay, so it's spent a story point to upgrade, and... Alright, is anybody doing anything?
Wait a minute.
It's got 3 setback against the
You
melee,
used a
right?
player story point.
Or did I? Dang it.
Cheater.
Cheater. Well, sort of. I'm actually trying to give them to you guys, not taking them away.
That's not what it looks like to me.
There you go. And actually, because I messed it up last time, there should be one more. Look at that. Okay,
Tables
so
of turn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. I'll flip one back then to.
upgrade is check. Alright, so 1 difficulty upgrade, it's spinning an upgrade to attack, Turnus, and 3 setback for melee defense. That sound right?
Mhm.
These guys. So 5 pierce 3. Does that do
Pierce 3.
anything?
because I will use parry and block that with my shield.
And this is scary. 1, 2, 3, 4. What do you guys want to use this for?
I want to use those all for damage against it. I mean, not only do I block it with a shield, but I push against, like I'm actually ramming the shield into it as those the spawn try to attack me.
Do you have improved parry, maybe?
I don't. Oh.
Sure.
Let's see. So 1 dies from that. And some mist that comes up. The mist is engaged with you. These guys are... I think we've had 1 round, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Where's the clock?
No, this would be the start of the 3rd round, I think.
Okay, so this one is gone. And this one is gone. There's just 1 mist left. Okay, that was its turn.
Alright. If you guys don't mind, I'd like to just follow up its attack with my attack against it.
You'll start in the corrosive environment. And it's corrosive 3, so take 3 rounds.
Wait, how much?
3. Corrosive 3.
But the immunity elixir doesn't do anything?
It's for the poison checks. So,
Oh, okay. So I just take 3 damage then?
yeah.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, I will attack this thing, and I'm going to double aim, so I will take some strain, and yeah. I'll make sure I've got all the dice. Wow.
That has quite a roll.
Okay, well, jeez. I'll use 5 to remove strain, and I will send 2 boosts to the next person. So I'm just kind of tailing this thing, keeping it busy, and yeah.
You're inspiring others with your heroics as you play these and dance around them with your sword and board. Next PC, and
I
you
can
have
take it.
2
I can
boosts,
try
okay.
giving it my huge big damage spell. As, if I'm not mistaken, it's not engaged with Shahana, right?
It is engaged with Shahana.
Okay, I
Let
don't
me
want to go
wait.
before that.
I can go. Let me go and run.
Yeah.
So I think having enough of being brave for one day, Shahana tries to grab Vivian and drag her back away from this thing.
Okay. So maneuver to disengage.
Yeah.
And then a maneuver to drag Vivian.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I think she'll just sacrifice her action and just do that. And then I think she yells over at Zenarabi, do some magic or something, please.
And he will get right on it now that his friends are not anymore next to it and liable to get torched.
Alright, so you disengage, so I'm moving you out. Quite sure how that is.
I'm short from him, yeah.
Alright, next PC.
Alright, so I'll spend one of these story points, 2 sendbacks because of its range defense. My signature magic spell that doesn't have a name, because I've yet to find one that's satisfying. 1 upgrade from adversary. Okay, let's see what gives. Oh, and the free success. Wonderful. Boom. Okay, I like that a lot.
Look
Here we
at
go.
that.
Alright.
17 damage.
So first of all, 17 damage.
And burn if you want it.
And absolutely burn 1. Which will be 14 damage on its turn.
Wow, that's a pretty powerful bird.
Yeah. That was like the goal with this character. Have
Right.
1 outrageous damage spell. Anyway, so that.
And
that
remind me
damage,
of the burn next round, because the burn happens on his turn, right?
yeah, at the start of his turn.
Yeah. Just remind me.
Okay. So 2 advantages for the burn and 1 advantage for a boost to whomever's up next. And the way this looks is Zenarabi is going to concentrate and kind of wag his staff around a bit again. And how it looks is there's like this faint orange golden aura that starts to materialize on the surface of the Harbosauric. and kind of, he's concentrating for a bit, and that aura kind of grows a bit, and then it stops growing for a second. He snaps his finger, and it just combusts. This huge gout of flame, and the serpent tree's on fire now.
Whoosh.
Whoosh.
So I'm just yelling out, seeing this, and just say, I'll keep these things busy. Grab Mitchell, grab Vivian, go.
All right, next PC,
That
it
was my
screams in pain. Ah!
Okay, so I'm gonna do a hamstring sling. Or yeah, that's right. Okay.
Oh, it's gonna die next turn, no matter what.
Oh, so it won't move.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Okay.
It gets the death immobilize.
Death.
Yeah,
immobilized.
it will burn to death next turn,
Oh, okay. Okay, that's great.
and then it will suffocate like immediately after that. But
If it wasn't dead enough already.
And also, though, just don't forget. I mean, obviously, this roll won't count, but just remember you need to adjust according to the notes on the creature.
Okay. Oh, you have to. Oh, I understand what you're saying now.
yeah, so the red is
I
an
got it.
adversary grade, and then the 2 is setback. So it's either
Okay.
2 setback range or 2 setback melee.
There's the legend at the bottom left.
Okay, great.
Screen.
Thank you. So then, sorry. So I'll undo that and then take a maneuver to go over to Mitchell and grab him, and then take another maneuver to pull him back a band. Is that okay?
Yep, away from the fire. You pull him out of the maw of fire, and with that, it burns to death. There's still some thingy-mabobs down there, wiggling and sniping at Turnus. This is pretty much foregone conclusion. If you guys want to call it here, we can, or we can play it out.
I mean, I'm fine playing it out. I mean, I do want to actually get a hit on this thing.
All right.
Oh.
Where are we at with story points here? It will use a story point and attack. Find it. There's 2 of these guys left, right? All right, Turnus, you've got 3 setback on it, right? For melee. Anything else you want to do to the dice?
No, that's fine.
Can we yell encouraging words for some boosts? I think he needs.
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Indeed, death.
I'll add 2. Just once again, I'm bashing heads with the shield. And if you guys are okay, I'd like to go first and just like swing at this thing. I want to hit this thing.
do it.
This stupid thing.
do it.
So I'm going to, yeah, there we go. Finally.
There you go.
So it'll be 9 and 6.
That does it. The last 2 fall dead at your feet,
Great.
and they spit out this thing of acid. And you take 1 more because you started your turn in it. So you take 3 wounds, but it's dead, and after that you can disengage.
Great.
And the battle is over. I'm gonna grab you guys' tokens. Give me a moment. I should have picked some nice little victory music. Couldn't find
Darkest
anything
Dungeon
I
is
liked.
good too.
That's neat. I went to copy and the menu popped off the screen, so I couldn't actually do it. Now, if all is correct and I knew what I was doing with tokens, should look like that. So Mitchell's unconscious and Vivian is still unconscious.
So
You're
there's
no
nobody
longer
to
in.
talk.
You're no longer in structured combat. Vivian has 3 criticals on her. Mitchell has 1.
Do we get a roll to recover strength?
Yes.
Well, let's not worry about the criticals. Let's just get them up.
Yeah, or out of here.
Or out of here.
Like,
Yeah, actually, we don't even need them awake. Let's just get them out of here.
I guess Vivian's critical is like actually serious because she's bleeding out.
Oh, I thought that
Robbie stopped that.
healed it. Yeah.
The crit is still there, but the bleeding out has stopped.
She's
Oh,
at this
okay,
point
that's
she's
right.
unconscious but alive
Okay.
and stable. Nothing bad is happening.
I need that strain recovery.
Alright, so yeah, let's probably get them out for now. Stop and destroy the sword on the way out.
Yeah, we
So
did.
I'll
It's
keep
great.
that around.
Yeah, you have plenty of time to cast over and over at that thing to destroy it. You can sit there all day if you want.
Well, if I need to.
Alright, are you guys doing any further healing or anything on Vivian and Mitchell as you guys hike out of there with them?
I mean,
If
kind
they're
of.
stable,
They're stable.
Yeah, I don't want to
Yeah,
do it
so-
until we're actually in a safe place.
yeah. I don't want to strain myself out too much.
Alright. Okay. This is where we're at. The goal of the adventure was to save her, so you guys narratively get her back down to town. She'll have the critical still on her, but you guys get her back to health. And she'll answer some of your questions. I'm sure you guys have questions.
Yeah.
Mitchell is extremely thankful for saving his cousin and himself. And he'll fulfill the payment part of it. One thing she'll tell you, just as a given, I'm not going back to Nerekhall. They're organized there. If I go back, I will die.
Who's they?
There's some other place I can go to be safe. They, I don't know, but my uncle, he was connected with them. He warned me to leave. Something bad was going to happen, and here's proof that necromancer. I mean, who knew? Apparently my uncle did. He told me to stay far away. And
If you can't go back to Nerekhall, you could probably stay at our lodge, Sharkseeker's Lodge.
I like this idea. I'm still worried. They seem very well connected. I can tell you that you asked who they are. I don't know exactly, but I know this. They're recruiting from the academy. I found evidence of that. I think that's why they came for me. Fortunately for me, my father had sent the guards. I was just lucky in getting away. And lucky that you guys came. So I was doomed in that moment. Up there with that Hobsoric. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's what we were hired to do. And also, it was the right thing to do.
It just so happened to be.
Do you guys have any other questions for her?
Well, I tell her, if you want to be safe from people from Nerekhall, go to Vinelville.
Her eyes are narrow.
Don't use your
Won't-
magic
won't
there,
they-
but that will be the safest place for you if you really fear these other people.
Won't they just take one look at my dark hair and murder me outright?
Turnus kind of points to his hair. They don't care about the color of your hair.
Will you speak for me if I go?
Yes, I'll send a letter to my commander, Commander Vale. She'll make sure you're safe.
And what of Farlin? Is he still alive?
He is.
Yes.
Perhaps I can get him to go with me. Thank you. She'll eagerly take your letter. And
I
any help that you
won't.
can give.
I will not lie to my commander. However, it's probably best if I don't tell her exactly who you are. So, just be discreet.
I will. Thank you. It's Turnus, yes?
Yes.
I'm impressed. I never thought a follower of Kellis would do something so noble.
Well, keeping you out of the hands of your fellow citizens of Nerekhall seemed like the best solution.
Yes, I can't go back. And we have to do something about that at some point.
And maybe you can open your heart to the words of Kelos.
Perhaps, if you can inspire someone as noble as what you've done here, I will consider this. And I think we'll end with that. So rewards.
Cool.
You guys found Vivian's journal. You guys cracked open Maria, so you found out all about Farland and what was going on there. You did find out Farland's hideout from a couple checks. Shahana did and Turnus did. You guys never really had the chance to win Farland's trust, but like something that happened instead, and that was mostly because of time. Like originally there was going to be a chase sequence that was more drawn out and a social encounter with Farland that was more drawn out, but instead you guys fought the assassin. So I'll give you guys an XP for that. And ironically, Rad's creative magic really did that. It solved the whole situation.
Yeah.
You guys went back and destroyed the Rune Blade, and Vivian is still alive at the end. You guys destroyed the Hub Sork, and I believe you guys had 2 XP for roleplay.
Yes.
Where's that
So
place at?
you started at, let's see.
It'll be
If I'm not
10.
mistaken, puts us at 18.
Oh, plus, yeah.
18.
Can we get
contract
one
was-
for Turnus managing to keep the assassin alive for questioning before she, with that
Yes,
triumph?
but I would rather give it for your offering Sanctuary for Vivian.
It can be both.
There you go. 1 XP for those 2 things.
Yeah.
The holy rites of Turnus.
There we go.
19.
Okay, 75 silver base. You guys didn't negotiate anything further with him. Although I'm wondering, like, should I be more clear? But talk about that later. And then,
Well, yeah, I didn't even.
Yeah, that didn't even.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it came up at all. So
yeah, there was a chance there. It just didn't flow narratively.
I suppose
And
it's up to us to make it happen.
Yeah, I would argue it's our. Yeah.
there was, you guys found some stuff off the dead bodies that the dwarves have been feeding the Sark. There's 15 silver that you guys.
yeah, what are we gonna
purposely
do
there.
about this place? That's
Pretty
yeah,
bad.
Cleanse it.
yeah.
Plus, if
What
they
would you
get their
guys-
water there, is it not soiled now that the dead things are in it?
I can explain that if you want. I don't know if we want to stop recording or whatever, but basically the dwarves are distilling it, so they're purifying it. But the chemical reaction they need from the Hobsork is what's creating their brand of elixirs.
Yeah. Well, they're all dead,
Well-
so
Oh,
Oops.
no.
Anymore.
yeah.
We kind of messed that up, I guess.
Oh yeah, those dwarves are going to be pissed.
Wait, why are they gonna be pissed at us? It's like
They won't know it's you. They're going to be pissed that, like, they had a lot invested up there. They don't know who did it, obviously.
Oh, yeah. We'll just keep. We won't say anything.
And then on the body parts of poison, stamina elixir, and a
Your mic is fading in and out a little bit there.
oh, I'm sorry. So there's some items listed at the bottom. You guys found those as well, along with the silver after the Hobsark died.
Cool. Yeah, Rarela, if you can just add those to the adventure log item list, and then we can divvy it out later.
Will do. Are you doing? Oh, I'm sorry. Did you stop recording?
No, I still got the recording on. I mean, was there anything else, or?
I did have a question. If there's is this same campaign gonna be running this coming week?
Well, I kind of want to talk to Turnus or Tommy about that.
Okay. Do you
I'll
want me
answer
to
the
hold
question
on?
like after the recording,
Okay.
so, and then we could talk.
Okay.
Alrighty. So, yeah, thanks for GMing, and
Thank you.
Yeah, I had fun, and I'll cut the recording here.